who is one of the most talented players in British football. He can't even get a game. Jesus didn't get on last night. And again, at every position, I look at the depth of the squad and the hunger, and I look at Arteta, who for the first 2 years was all over the place, I thought, as Arsenal manager, to the extent where I just didn't think it was going to work. This is a guy at the top of his game. He looks completely steely cool to me.
Life after football. For a lot of players, it means going into punditry. Some turn to coaching or working in the game in other ways. But what about the rest? Some former footballers turn their sights away from the game, and there are a few big surprises. First up, from rainbow flicks to pancake flips. Ex-Chelsea and Southampton defender Ken Monku switched up his footballing career to buy a Dutch pancake house. He bought out the shop, which had been his favourite pancake spot as a child, and before long he was mixing the batter and getting behind the stove. Next, Everton legend Thomas Gravesen swapped out the high stakes of the Premier League for those of the poker room. He made over 150 appearances for the Toffees and won the Scottish Premier League with Celtic. Turned out the Danish international was pretty darn good at poker. He racked up a reported £100 million from his Las Vegas adventures. Remember former Chelsea goalkeeper Petr Cech? Turns out football nets weren't the only goals he was pretty handy in front of. After retirement, he became a goaltender in ice hockey. Same skills, very different surface. And he even won a Division 2 title with Guildford Phoenix. For ex-Liverpool centre-back Daniel Agger, it wasn't just fancy footwork that was in his blood. He was also pretty good with his hands. The Denmark international turned to tattoo artistry after he hung up his boots. He'd qualified as a skin artist while at Anfield, and he then became the co-owner of his own tattoo company as well. It's not all glamour for ex-pros, though. 1966 World Cup winner Ray Wilson set up a very different kind of business. He became an undertaker after he retired. Finally, not many people can say they've won both a World Cup and starred in an Oscar-winning film. In fact, there's only one person in the entire world who can say that. Frank Leboeuf, the former Chelsea defender, was part of the 1998 France squad who won the World Cup. He ended up marking Brazil's Ronaldo in the final and helped his side to a 3-0 win. But Leboeuf had already begun acting on the side while he was playing football, and his biggest role came some years after his retirement when he landed the part of a doctor in the Stephen Hawking biopic The Theory of Everything.
I embrace the career of acting, so I want to learn more. So seeing lots of movies is a part of my job.
To be honest, with all the dramatic diving in the game these days, there's probably tons of ex-pros who've got the acting skills to make it in Hollywood.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Drive on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent is here. Of course he is.
Watch a bit of Trisha in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you like that, do you? A bit of Trisha in the morning.
Back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, nice. But Jingo, we've got a show for you today. We really do. We're going to look back on a big old night for Arsenal as they keep their quadruple hopes alive. The Gunners knocked out a tame Chelsea side last night. So we'll be discussing Liam Rossini's side and the recruitment under this ownership. How do you rate their signings so far? We'll start with that. So if you want to get ahead of the curve, 03717 223334. On top of that, we'll be joined by a whole host of great guests. Snooker star Ken Doherty, 1997 champ, will be joining us, talking about the sad passing of John Virgo. US heavyweight Jarrell Miller. He was meant to be on yesterday's show. He should be on today's show. Former Premier League goalkeeper Casey Keller is on the show. What a lineup. And British rapper, your mate, Lethal Bizzle, or Biz, as I know him, will also be in the studio. On top of that, there can't be more, there is. We're building up to another big night of football. It's live on talkSPORT. Newcastle look to come back from 2-0 down against City in their League Cup semi-final second leg. All that plus went to California ahead of the Super Bowl. It's live on talkSPORT on Sunday, and we'll hear what Arnie Slot has been saying. Oh, you don't want to miss that. What Arnie Slot has been saying about Liverpool and their search for trophies. Very bizarre. We're doing that at 5. This is Drive. talkSPORT, you can get involved. 03717 223344. We'll have a bit of that. Yeah, we will have a bit of that. You're right. DB, how are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad,
Just before we move on, I was just thinking, so Max Scott, who reads the sport, right, alongside me, one of the best there is.
Yep.
Faultless, lovely fella, right? But he's quite tall, isn't he?
Yeah.
How tall would you say he is?
6'3".
Oh, and he's bigger than that. I'd say he's about 6'5".
All right.
Okay. Here's my question: how tall is too tall?
7'5".
Yeah, but 7'4" is too tall, right? I didn't mean just name a random big height.
Oh, okay.
What's the smallest, tallest height that you go, bit tall that is? Okay, 6 foot, perfect.
Yeah, no.
6'1", we're okay.
I think 6'7's probably.
No, mate.
That's too big.
Yeah, people, when you get to a certain size where you've got to ask, do you have that in my size? Or have you got size 16 feet? I think that's too big. If you're walking down a high street and people go, where's Bentley? Oh, there's Bentley right over there. That's too tall. I'm not saying Max Scott is too tall. I just want to know from you, because you hang around with a lot of sports people, and so they're going to be big units.
Yeah, but not like. Do you know what I find bizarre? Right?
Go on.
Same kind of thing. When I used to go to the States quite a lot, and even in this country, right? NBA players are obviously massive, right? I don't see these guys kicking about in the street.
No, you've never seen one.
I've never seen a normal person walking down the street who's 7'3".
No.
So where are they
Doesn't
finding them?
happen. Yeah, you're right. Whenever you walk down Oxford Street,
Yeah.
because if someone was 6'8", you would instantly recognise or see them.
Yeah, because you go, oh my god, he's massive.
He's taller than everyone.
Yeah.
I
Nothing.
don't think I've ever seen a tall person out shopping.
But as I said, I used to be in the States a lot, and unless I went and watched the NBA,
Yeah.
I'd spend a lot of time in Beverly Hills or wherever I was at. I'm walking around the streets. I'd never seen anyone walking around who's 7'5".
It's weird that a kid that was 7'4", right, and he was 17. 100%. Will he grow up to be an NFL player, an NBA player?
Well, it depends, really.
If you're that, what I'm saying is that advantage.
Oh yeah, of course. I think I need to know how tall Wemby is. But there's a guy called Wemby.
Remember Lil Ding? What was his name?
Luau Deng.
That's what I just said.
No, you didn't. You said Lil Ding. Who's that?
Lil Ding, the rapper.
Wait, listen. There's Victor went.
I met Lil Ding.
Yeah, so do I. Luau.
Yeah,
Deng,
yeah, I was wowed by him. He's massive.
Right. There's a guy called. His name's Wemby. Victor Wembanyama. Right.
Yeah.
He is massive. He is. Do you know how tall he is in meters?
Right. Have you not got it a foot in inches?
Right. Right. Hold on.
Oh, you got to convert it now.
Yeah.
I think I've seen him. Has he got dark hair? And does he bend because he's so tall? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
No, you can't even talk.
Right. Okay. Go on.
Well, I was going to say 7 foot something, but because you've asked me this question, he's got to be over 8'2".
No, he's 7'3".
Oh, okay.
Right. But when he dunks, he doesn't have to jump.
Yeah.
That's
So
weird,
A door frame is, I think 6'6" is a door.
Oh,
A standard door is 6'6".
listen, I'm looking at the door frame thinking, how's he getting through? Like,
Yeah, he's bending. Yeah.
it's weird that.
So he's an NBA player, right?
Yeah, plays for the.
Is he
San
great?
Francisco. He's good, but he's got an advantage. I wouldn't say he's great, but he's
For
good.
that advantage, right?
Yeah, but I mean he's stick thin.
But you don't need to be wide, do you?
No.
Would he make a great goalkeeper?
Yeah, potentially come for every cross.
Yeah. Great centre forward?
Well, we don't cross the ball anymore, so probably not.
We don't. Yeah, it's a good boy. Chelsea don't cross the ball at all. Should we start the show? In fact, we'll start by talking about them. We're going to look back at last night's Carabao Cup semi-final, which saw Arsenal beat Chelsea by a goal to 0 to book their place at Wembley.
Tonight, it's Chelsea trying to do what not many have managed this season, stop the Arsenal.
The 214th episode of a cross-capital rivalry that's been going on for nearly 120 years. Rice knocks it square through the midfield. Kai Havertz to win it on the night. Round the keeper, side puts it in. Arsenal are at Wembley as they still, in early February, chase the quadruple.
Tell you what, I turned it on at the end. I thought they won the World Cup the way they celebrated. A 97th minute winner from former Chelsea man Kai Havertz ensured that the Gunners made a trip, or will be making a trip to Wembley for the first time since 2020. The result also means that Chelsea are now winless in their last 10 against Arsenal, and it will be 8 years since any domestic success. That was, of course, the FA Cup in 2018. After the game, boss Liam Rossigna explained his thinking behind the tactical approach to the game.
A lot of positive things, but the result leaves a bitter taste in the mouth.
Why a bitter taste in the mouth? Bitter because you felt that you
win.
No, I know, but I mean, bitter, frustrated that you didn't win, or because of the way things transpired?
No, just because we didn't win. That's what we're here to do. In terms of the fight in the team, the intensity of our press, the way we defended set plays, the desire to defend our goal. Their goal comes last minute. We're throwing 11 men into their box. That's a natural occurrence. But in terms of what the players gave me, I couldn't ask for much more. But in terms of the result, which is why we're here, you always want to win the games that you play.
We'll talk about the game in a moment, right? And I don't know if this is just me, but I just feel, and we've talked about it before, that for some reason, the knives are out for Liam Rosenior, right? And from day one they were. Yeah. I don't know why, but they were.
Not even day one.
I just...
Day -1, because before he got the job.
Yeah, I just feel, and even then I could hear it, when he's being interviewed, people were pushing him and trying to press his buttons, and they wouldn't do that with any other manager. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's just what I'm picking up on.
I mean, they would with other managers. I mean, they did with Ange. Oh my goodness, did they used to push him to the brink and Postecoglou. But
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's... But again, people, even and including Chelsea fans, are not sold on him.
No, I know that.
And there are some out there that are going to say, not that they wanted this result, but they're almost like, okay, well, now I can really, the knives are out. I mean, he's only lost 2 games against Arsenal. That's
all he's done. See, if they're knocked out of the cup. If they lose, I think they've got Wolves. I think it's at Molineux at the weekend. If they lose that game, they won't. But if they were to lose that game,
he's under pressure,
which is insane. They've lost 2 games against one team.
Yes, it is insane. But I thought last night was quite strange. I was sitting there watching the game, of course, and I was expecting an onslaught from Chelsea. And I thought they'd turn up. I knew they'd try and keep it tight at first because, of course, they're 1-0 down. They don't want the game to get out of hand too early, and then you hand the kind of initiative to Arsenal. But they literally did nothing. So I'm waiting. Half-time comes. The game, first half, nothing. I think, all right, here we go. First 20 minutes. Second half, first 20 minutes, nothing. I'm like, all right, maybe it's now. Another 10, 15 minutes pass, still nothing.
No.
And to the point, I'm looking back going, even when I watched the highlights again, because I thought, you know what? Even though I watched the game, let me go back and make sure I've not missed anything. There weren't anything.
No.
There was a few long-range shots from Enzo Fernandez, which he kept putting over the bar.
Miles over the bar. Esteval was it looked like their only source of whipping the ball in from the right. And he can't whip a ball in with his right foot, so that didn't happen.
There was an half chance for Liam Delap where we miscontrolled it in the box. He had a snapshot. Other than that, and by the way, for both teams, because...
but you didn't have to score.
No, but Hincapié's header, and he had a shot that Sanchez saved. But other than that, it was a really, really comfortable evening for Arsenal.
Yeah.
I expected so much more from Chelsea.
What is going on at Chelsea? Is there an ambition to win anymore like there was when Abramovich was there? There's a reason I'm asking that.
Oh, no, I mean, no, listen, if you look at the models of the owner before and the owner now, Abramovich was win at all costs. Like, you win. If you don't win, I'm going to give you everything you want. And if you don't win, you're out. Next one comes in. This model's not like that. They're almost caught in between because they said they're going to change their model and give managers time. They haven't done that. They're buying young to sell, and cheaper to sell for more expensive. So that tells me they're not trying to win now either. So I'm not quite sure what Chelsea are at the minute. Don't get me wrong, they're still a massive juggernaut of a football club that are used to winning trophies. And even in their leanest of years, they come off the back of winning 2 trophies, the Club World Cup and the Conference League. So they still are trophy pigs. But I'm not quite sure moving forward what they're supposed to be.
Well, they used to buy ready-made players, right? And you can talk about Ballack, you can talk about Deco, you can talk about Desai.
Deco's a rogue one.
I'm just talking about, I don't know why it was in my head.
Desai was before the money.
No, but I'm just talking about players that are established and they're buying. They're irrelevant of who's in charge. Yeah. They're always bringing ready-made players. Yeah. And obviously their game plan now is to bring in players.
And then sell them on.
And improve them, right? I've got a list of their transfers here under their new ownership. I'll read them out. I'll read the price. And you tell me, you mark them out of 10
You're going to go for all of this list?
Not all of them, just maybe the first.
I've ticked and crossed a load.
Okay. I've got the first 6 here, right? This is in the last couple of transfers. 25-26 season, right?
Yeah.
So if you mark them out of 10, whether or not they've been a success since they paid 63 million euros for João Pedro.
Well, it's a difficult one because they've only been in not even a full season. I can only base it on what I've seen so far.
Okay.
So a lot of the...
But there's other players that you could say, like, for argument's sake, Semenyo, he's only played a handful of games at City.
Yeah, true.
But already you would say success.
No, but also even someone like Ekitike.
Yeah.
Same time, right.
Okay. So
João Pedro, I put a question mark.
Okay, out of 10 so far. 63 million euros.
I'd say
Be honest.
I've gone 6, but
okay,
I've put question mark because I'm not quite sure yet. Brilliant in the Club World Cup. A bit of a lean spell. Recently, again, he's come to the fore, started to score goals again. Yeah. But I'm still unconvinced.
Okay. Jamie Gittins, 56 million euros.
No, not
out of 10.
Can I just do yes or no?
No, I'd like 10 because...
Yeah, but they've only been a short space of time, so it's hard to... That's what
it's my game. So my game is out of 10.
You answer it then.
No, but I'm asking you.
Jamie Gittins.
I'm asking you.
I'd say 5, maybe not even that.
Garnacho from Man United, 46 million euros.
5-4.
Hato, Jarrell Hato.
Give them Esteval.
I did I miss him? 44. Come back to him. 44 million for
No,
Hato.
4-5.
Esteval, 45 million.
So he's been exciting.
I'd agree with that.
I'd say, but still, then I'd say 7. No, I'm not going any higher than that.
Okay, so that's the highest. Liam Delap, 35 million euros.
Tough for him. 5-6.
Okay, so it's not worth him. So
No.
out of the 6 I mentioned, only one.
Yeah.
Esteval.
Mm.
It's a lot of money they've spent.
And even Esteval, I'm basing it on the excitement and the performance.
Yeah, I agree.
He's yet to put a patch together where you go, oh my goodness, like 10, 15 games, and you go, oh.
Yeah.
So
but going by that, you'd say the recruitment policy at Chelsea
hasn't been great.
It's been awful.
Yeah, not been great.
The best you've given for someone that's played
7.
well is 7. Everyone's 5 or below.
Mate, do you know, I'm telling you now, the last year's recruit, 24-25, I've put a tick next to one player, and that's Pedro Neto.
Yeah.
João Felix didn't work. Keenan Drisby Hall didn't work.
No.
So the rest of them, nope. And then you go back even further to the 23-24, Caicedo, 100% yes. Lavia, not completed 90 minutes.
No. That's insane. How much did he cost? He was a lot of money, wasn't he?
Like 50 mil.
Yeah.
So a lot. Nkunku, no. Cole Palmer, 100% yes. The Sassy, no. I did put a tick, right?
Jackson?
Yes, right. And I think Chelsea fans would go, shouldn't let him go. He weren't bad, him, Jackson.
They were unsure.
No, do you know what? They were unsure until they see what they've got.
But in front of us is a list of Chelsea players. There must be £500 million.
Yeah.
Because some players like Fernandes 104, Fofana 70, Cucurella 56. It might be even like 750 million.
You know what? You know when you go to 22-23, right, under this model?
Yeah.
Right? Enzo Fernandez, I'd probably say yes. Wesley Fofana, unfortunately for himself, is this is injury, so it's hard, but I think he's decent.
Yeah.
Mudryk. Oh my goodness gracious. 60 million overpaid.
He was on the first.
Cucurella, 100% yes. Raheem Sterling, didn't work. Koulibaly, nope. Badashil, nope. Madueke, nope.
Nope.
Gusto, no, on the fence with that one. Chukwuemeka.
There's loads. There's loads. So, Chelsea fans, is there a problem? Obviously, there is with recruitment. And also, how are you feeling with the club and the direction it's going in? 03717 22 33 44. Lots coming up in today's show, but when we come back, we'll take your calls on all things Chelsea.
Gabby, all in all, what kind of advert was that last night for modern football?
Well, everyone was saying the same thing last night, Jim, once we watched the game, didn't we? That, like, wow, this is boring. Should we put on St. Mirren versus Hearts? Because that was an upset, wasn't it? St. Mirren getting a late goal.
I actually heard that conversation where we were.
It was so boring, wasn't it? And I was sitting there thinking, I'm lucky. I'm in a bar watching it. I'm not paying a penny. Those fans that are paid to go and watch that, dross. But then I look at it at a sense from Arsenal of like, why are we going to open up an attack when we don't need to score? Chelsea, the ones that have got to attack us, once they finally did in the last minute, Arsenal run down the other side of the pitch and score.
I think Arsenal would have been surprised that Chelsea didn't go for the jugular earlier. You could see the game plan from Liam Rossini. It was get through the first hour, then bring on some of those subs, the likes of Palmer and Esteval, and then really try and go and win the game. But they didn't really do that when those players were on the pitch.
But
they didn't put enough balls in the box.
One goal away from a Liam Rossini masterclass.
But they never looked like getting that goal. Listen, they could still be playing now, and they wouldn't score.
What frustrated me, Jim, as well, before Arsenal scored, say 3 minutes to go, on that right-hand side there, passing it. I'm like, cross the ball. What are you doing? Come on, guys. Like you're passing it. You're running out of time. Give it away. Arsenal go to the end and score a goal. So frustrating to watch.
It was another bad night for Alejandro Garnacho as well, and I think he's proving why Manchester United was so willing to let him go at the end of last season.
Yeah. Having said that, and you made the point, Gabby, if Chelsea had gone for it and then quickly are 2 down, tie's over.
Of course.
And you'd be hammering on them this morning.
Yeah, 100%. But you didn't have to go all-out attack. The formation that I says and the players, Casado and Santos, in the middle, defensive-minded midfielders. Cucurella and Gusto, very good defenders. João Pedro can get back and help out, so can Estavo.
Yeah.
So,
Craig. No, it's not actually.
Craig David.
No, I knew you'd say that.
It is.
Yes, no, it's featuring Craig David.
Yeah. And Daniel Bedingfield.
Nope.
Vanessa Bedingfield. What was his sister called? Janine. Jeanette. Alison.
Awful dodger, bro.
Claire Bedingfield. Danielle Bedingfield.
Natasha Bedingfield, you mean?
Yeah, that's right. It's right on talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent. She should have been Danielle, right? Still to come, we'll be turn our attention to the Super Bowl. Benny's so excited about that. We'll be joined by former Patriot lineman. What? A linesman?
No.
Is that what it is?
Defensive lineman.
Oh, that's a position. And I should know that. And talkSPORT co-commentator Ross Tucker. Just quickly, Fenerbahce have confirmed the signing of France midfielder N'Golo Kante from Saudi Pro League.
Would you have taken him at
Etihad? No.
I think I would have taken him at
Arsenal. Now? 34, 35, 36, 37. Right, time now for this.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Yeah, it's time now for today's bet builder with the friends at Paddy Power. Let's welcome Lewis Richards to the show because we are looking ahead to tonight's second leg EFL Cup semi-final at the Etihad as City take on Newcastle. Lewis, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, it's all good. How's yourselves?
Yeah, we're good.
You look like you've had a glow up.
No, definitely no glow up.
No,
not into all that. Too old for that.
You're looking good. How old are you? What, you 50 what?
Yeah, funny. Yeah, 35, thank you.
Yeah, you wish. Right, listen, thanks for coming on. Always a pleasure. Before we talk about our picks, can you remind everyone how the bet builder works? And if we get this right, the charity that will get lots of money.
If. That's a big if with this one. But yeah, cool. If you're new to bet builders, think of it as your classic hacker. But instead of picking different games and different teams to win, you're picking different outcomes in the one game, putting it all together in a bet builder. And if we can get this one in today, all proceeds go to the Attitude Foundation.
Right, it's a 5-leg bet builder. These are our picks. I've gone first. Now, this is the one that's going to surprise people. I don't know my thought process behind it. You know, sometimes you wake up and you just get a feeling, right? I just think that, not necessarily they'll go through at the final, but I think Newcastle will win the game in 90 minutes tonight.
So this is a gut. I was going to ask. I was going to ask you for your help here because it's quite hard.
I just think Man City have been struggling of recent, and they're not. They don't need to score, so that they might concede one, and that'll be enough.
See, thought processes there. Yeah, look, they're 3-1. You're right. City are not in the best of form, but then Newcastle, I think, not Newcastle, sorry.
City.
Yeah, Newcastle. What am I talking about?
Oh, you're talking.
They've only got one.
Are you
win
all right?
in 5.
Are you all right?
Yeah, they got that heavy defeat to Liverpool, didn't they? And a really poor showing against Villa. So it's tough. At 3-1 as well. I don't know, but gut feeling, you got to go for it, innit?
I've gone for both teams to score at any time, please, obviously.
Yeah, so that ruins Andy 1-0, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
But 1-2 ain't the biggest odds, but it's no surprise. They're both letting in goals. I think they've both let in 7 in their last 5s, but they do have 2 shutouts in there as well. But it all depends on how the game goes, doesn't it? If Newcastle still need it and they attack, can Man City catch them on the counter? Be it 1-2 for that one.
Okay, I meant that they'll win 2-1, not 1-0. Right, next up is producer Joe. He's gone for Harvey Barnes to have 2 or more shots on target.
Yeah, 11-4 for this one. 8 shots on target for Barnes in his last 5, but only 1 in his last 2 against decent opposition with Liverpool and PSG. So make of that what you will. It's another one that's a bit iffy, but if he turns up and if Newcastle are hungry enough, could go in.
Yeah, okay, all right. Have you been on the sauce today?
No, it's just it's a dodgy one, this one, isn't it? It's a tough game.
All right, a dodgy one. Right, we've got 2 left. Next up, the people. They've gone for Semenyo. I think this is an odds-on certainty. Semenyo to have 1 or more shots on target.
Yeah, there's over 15,000 selections for Man City to win. But your gut feeling has taken us to Newcastle, so we've had to go down the list a bit. And they're going for Semenyo to have a shot on target. I do think he started really well with City. And he's got 2 goals in his last 3 from only 4 shots on target. So he's very clinical. If you didn't like the 1-2 to have the shot on target, 9-5 for a goal at any time could increase the odds.
Last one is yours, Lewis. What are you gone for?
Yeah, I have gone for over 3.5 cards in the game at just over even money. Can you guess how many cards have been shown in each of their last 5 games, Newcastle and City?
12.
7.
18 cards.
Hold on, we nearly got it together.
Newcastle's last 5 and 19 in City's last 5. 10 shown to City and 9 to Newcastle. So we're averaging around 3. Cup semi-final, over 3.5, 21-20.
All right, listen, let you get back to the pub. Before we do that, can you confirm the odds and the value of the charity bet, please?
It's just over 36-1, so we're looking at £364 to charity, if we can get this in.
Okay, you've got to get around in. Thanks as always for coming in, or coming on. Felt like you were in here. Lewis, have a good one. Have a good afternoon. We'll speak to you in a bit.
Enjoy the rest of the show, gents. Thank you.
We definitely will. Thanks, pal. There you go. That Paddy Power's bet winner for today. Minimum odds 1-5. Below 18 plus. BeGamblerWare.org.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus. BeGamblerWare.org.
Still to come in just a moment, we'll be speaking to the 1997 snooker champion of the world, Ken Doherty, on the very sad news. He'll be here paying tribute to snooker player and commentator John Virgo, who sadly passed away this morning. First, it's time for No Googling. Arsenal have made the League Cup final for the 9th time after securing their place last night. We want to know, who are the other 3 teams that have been in the League Cup final 9 times? The answer to that and more, by the way, it's not Man United. They've done it 10 times. Just saying. The answer to that and more coming up live on Java talkSPORT after this.
Michael, just on to football. Arsenal now. People are talking about the quadruple. I think it's too much for them. As much as I think they're a special side with a great squad. Is there a chance in your mind that Arsenal could win all 4?
No, I don't think so. I think you're right, Al, that they are special. They're a very strong side. They're very efficient. It looks like they're going to stroll the league, really. I don't think there's anybody good enough to compete with them this season, even though I don't think the points total is going to be that good. I just don't think. I think the only two teams that could have beat them at the start of the season, Liverpool and Manchester City, are obviously faltering. So I think Arsenal certainly will have won it, but they've been semi-handed it as well. I don't think nobody's really put much pressure on them. So I think the league is obviously nearly wrapped up. I think, they could win the Carabao Cup. Absolutely, they could. And then the other two are going to be tough.
Yeah.
Absolutely tough. I mean, everybody's going to, teams, all the other teams are going to be focusing on the FA Cup even more now because the league is almost over. It's going to salvage their season. So they'll be putting strong teams out, a lot of their competitors. And then the Champions League, that could be anybody's. That's really open this year.
I agree. Definitely.
Mike, I'm going to ask you, mate, where are you at this moment in time with centre forwards? We'll look at Haaland, probably out-and-out centre forward, yourself out-and-out centre forward, Shearer out-and-out centre forward. Are we kind of drifting away from that at this moment in time? I'm thinking of boys like Ekitike, Salah's goal return's unbelievable. Are we seeing just as many out-and-out Drogba's number 9s like that?
Oh, there's a huge dearth in centre forwards, Ali. I mean, football's changed. Football is not, nobody or very few teams play two up front nowadays. And then if you've got two.
Mikel Arteta thinks success in March would help Arsenal win more trophies in May.
The fact that you win, that brings confidence, energy, trust at every level. And once you've done it once, it's easier to make it the second one. So today was a hurdle that we have to go through against a really tough opponent, and we deserve to be in Wembley.
Kai Havertz's 97th minute winner made it 1-0 on the night, 4-2 on aggregate against Chelsea. Tonight, Man City take a 2-0 lead into their Carabao Cup second leg at home to Newcastle. That's live on talkSPORT from 7 p.m. Now, Arsenal might be in the final and top of the Premier League playing a particular brand of football, capitalising on long throws and set pieces. But Michael Owen predicts the style of football in England to change even further.
Somebody will go with two centre forwards soon and start crossing the ball, and all of a sudden people won't know how to handle it because even centre halves have changed. You used to need to be 6'5" and robust to be a centre half. Now no one crosses it, so you don't even have to be.
In the Championship, considering a change of management and a transfer embargo, Hull assistant boss Dean Holden says the club are in great shape, sitting third in the table.
We've recruited some really top players, Championship-ready players who've been to the Premier League before, so to be sitting third, I think 9 points inside the playoffs for us, we'd have certainly taken it.
And snooker great John Virgo has died at the age of 79. Virgo, who won the UK Championship in 1979, enjoyed a long and storied career, but was best known for his work as a broadcaster.
Yeah, just to drive on talks with myself down Bent and no one in the seat. I mean, honestly, no one in the seat. Honestly, he's flying a plane. Him.
I was trying to sort out our next guest. There was a problem with his phone line, but I think we're okay with him. While they're putting him through the answer to the question. Good questions. Well, Arsenal mate. Computer says no. Arsenal made the League Cup final for the 9th time after securing the place last night. Who are the other 3 teams that have done it as well?
9 times?
Yeah.
Liverpool.
No. Liverpool, bizarrely.
Chelsea.
15. No.
Newcastle.
No.
City.
1. Man City's 1.
Tottenham.
2. And the other one, I don't know if you'll get it.
Wolves.
No. That area.
Villa.
Yeah, Aston Villa, yeah. Liverpool, 15. Man United and Chelsea, 10, would you believe? Still to come, former Premier League and USA keeper Casey Keller will be joining us. I'm just looking at my producer. We're all good. Okay, right. It's time now to turn our attention to snooker and reflect on the very sad news that the much-loved John Virgo sadly passed away at the age of 79. Virgo won the UK Championship back in 1979 during his 18-year playing career, and then, of course, became a legendary commentator and also presented the very popular snooker show Big Break for 11 years. Join us now to talk about the legend that is John Virgo, is another snooker legend, as we say hello and good afternoon to the 1997 champion of the world, Ken Doherty. Hello, Ken, how are you?
Hi, Andy. Okay, yeah. Just devastated, mate. Devastated. He's such a great character, John. I think all the snooker fans and anybody who's worked with him will miss him dearly today, and I'm still in shock, to be honest, you know.
I'm sure you are. Ken, listen, when we were talking about this morning, about who we should get on, I really wanted someone on our show that not just knew him well, because I sort of feel that the snooker circuit is quite tight anyway. Everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
But someone that worked with him day in, day out. Now, of course, you know, you're one of the top commentators at the Beeb. You would have sat alongside John for many a snooker match. So I thought you were up there with the best of them to get on today's show. So I'm so glad you've come on. Just, if you can, just explain to people what it was like, not just as a commentator, but also as a player. A lot of people, of course, that have grown up with snooker probably didn't even realise he was a top snooker player back in the day.
Yeah, he was. Well, of course, he won the UK Championship in 1979. He'd been to the semi-final of the World Championship as well. And yeah, he was a top snooker player back in the 70s and sort of early 80s, and he retired just when I was sort of coming into the game, you know. But I never saw him play that much, only sort of at exhibitions and stuff like that. But saw some old footage, but never saw him play live. But he was just for me, like when I came in to start doing the stuff on the BBC, the commentary and that, he just sort of took me under his wing, himself and Dennis Taylor. Just the way, his natural sort of way and his ability to be able to draw the listener in, you know, and I think, you know, growing up listening to him and working with him, he could tell a story, you know, he could describe it in his own sort of innate way that was different to other commentators, and it was just he was just wonderful to work with. He was a great character. He loved his football, he loved his horse racing, he loved his golf, you know, and he loved having a bet, you know, and he loved having a drink and a little sing-song and, you know, just telling stories, you know, like, and regale stories. And he was one of those characters, Andy, and you knew him yourself, that you'd sort of be hanging on his every word, because, you know, he'd have stories about Jim Davidson, he'd have stories about the Panto, he'd have stories about Big Break, about meeting different characters and different actors. You know, Victor Spinetti was a guy he was on Panto with, and Jim Davidson for many, many years. And Rocky Taylor, his best friend, was a stunt man, you know, on loads of movies, and, you know, they were best pals, and he just had some wonderful, wonderful stories. And I will miss him dearly, you know.
When did you last speak to him? Because I'm led to believe it was quite unexpected.
I was last with him at the Masters. Of course, I commentated with him at the Masters, and he only rang me just the other day, and I missed it. I was with Dennis at the time, and I was working, and I missed his phone call, and was going to ring him back actually today, but I just got the news this morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. His best friend over in Spain, James, and the first words out of my mouth was, you know, when you get a phone call at 7:15 in the morning, you know, the first words were, "Don't tell me any bad news, James." And he says, "Yeah," he says, "he's gone," you know, and I just like couldn't believe it, you know.
Yeah, it's so sad. You spent so much time with him in the commentary box, in front of the camera, but also sort of behind the scenes. I was lucky enough, as you quite rightly said, I knew him nowhere near as well as you knew him, but I spent a lot of time with him. And in the early days when I was doing Eurosport snooker, we'd go away for a week to Northern Ireland, we'd go away for a week to Wales, and if we were doing Cardiff, the BBC were there, so he would be there as well. So lucky enough to spend a few nights with him in the bar, having a drink and having a good old chat with him. Are there any particular moments when you look back, Ken, that you remember fondly? Was there like a great night you went out with him and a few others? Or
listen, I've so many, in Ireland, and he used to, even up in Sheffield, we used to, go out for dinner, and sometimes we'd come back to the bar and he'd get a sing song. And one of his favourite songs, I mean, he loved music, and he loved singing. And one of his favourite songs was actually The Greenfields of Fans by the Furies, which was an Irish, an Irish band, but it was one of his favourite songs. But he could sing anything, I think one of my favourite times when he was in the commentary was quite a funny time when he didn't actually realise the red button was on, because he was in with Willie Thorne, and it was the 40-year anniversary of the World Championships. They had the longest frame in the 40 years. It was a semi-final match on a Saturday morning, first session between Mark Selby and Mark O'Fu. And a couple of frames later, they had the second longest frame in the history of the Crucible in the 40 years. And Willie had put down the microphone. He forgot to switch off the red button. And he turned to John Virgo, and John didn't see the red button was still on, which is where it gets really funny, because Willie had turned to John. He says, I was really looking forward to this match, but it's absolute crap, And John, in his imitable voice, goes, I was hoping to watch a bit of racing this afternoon. Now it looks like I won't even see effing match of the day.
I remember that.
That was a classic, absolute classic.
Yeah. He was fantastic to listen to, right? One of the great commentators. And of course had the catchphrase, where's the cue ball going?
Where's the cue ball?
There's so much we're
going
to
nobody could say it like him. Nobody could say it like him.
How would you like for snooker to remember him? What do you think the next step should be?
I think, for me, he was like a godfather to me. Like a godfather to all, the BBC crew. He loved just commentating. He loved entertaining the crowd. There was always a little quip here and there. And what he said to me, and I'll never forget it, I was in the commentary box one time, and Ronnie O'Sullivan had cleared up. He made this magnificent clearance to keep the match alive, and he was standing on his chair, out of the chair, in the commentary box, shouting into the microphone, just to dramatise the effect of the last frame. And I stood there and I stood there clapping at him, because it was just magnificent. And he turned to me, he says, well, Ken, he goes, it's theatre, it is theatre. I never forget that. And he was dead right, because that's what sport is all about, and he could dramatise it like no other. And he was just absolutely brilliant. And I think, the people loved him, the spectators who get the earpiece, they just loved his voice and loved listening to him, and the way he could create the drama and bring the listener in, just like no other. And himself and Dennis,
He found the funny in everything as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he loved it. He loved the quip. He loved the joke, and he loved when the time allowed it. I mean, there was another time when a pigeon came into the Crucible, and it landed on the table, and then it flew up in front of our commentary box. And the first words out of his mouth were live on commentary, go, somebody catch the pigeon. Catch the pigeon. Oh, he's just
fantastic.
He was hilarious. He was, you'd never get tired of being in his company, and unfortunately, we won't have that chance anymore,
Okay, listen, it's always tough, certainly, when it's so fresh in our minds. Are you all right? Because I know he's a close friend of yours. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just, I'm in shock. I don't know how we're sort of, we get sort of through it, and the funeral will be, very, very sad. But I'm sure all the snooker lads will be the same. We'll tell stories about him, and that's what he would have wanted, to celebrate his life, I think, and what he did for snooker, because without doubt he was the voice of snooker,
Listen, we're old mates, and I'm always about if ever you need a chat, and I really appreciate you coming on, Ken.
I appreciate it. No problem. Thanks, mate.
Take care, pal.
Take care.
I'll see you soon.
Take care, pal. Bye-bye.
There you go. It's never easy, is it? Certainly when you know someone so well as Ken Doherty obviously did. That was Ken Doherty, paying homage to one of the greats, certainly one of the best commentators we've ever seen over there. That was Ken talking about John Virgo, who sadly passed away, age 79. More from me and Benny after this Live and Drive on talkSPORT.
Months since you joined the football club, David. How do you reflect on what you've seen so far and the club's current position thus far?
Well, I'm thrilled to be here. You know, you're right. It's 5 months tomorrow, so I'm still the new guy. And if I get in trouble in any of the questions today, I will remind you that I'm the new guy. But I'm thrilled to be here. This is an extraordinary community, an incredible club, and it's a privilege.
And you came from American sport and Real Madrid, as I said in the introduction. So why Newcastle?
Well, when I was in New York thinking about what I might do next, I was there for 5 years in New York City. You know, I really missed football. There's so much I love about American sports, and you know, they're incredible. But they also are American. They, you know, the interest in those sports, hockey, basketball, really a lot of that interest drops off at the oceans, right, on the East and West Coast. But football's global. So I adored my time in global football at Madrid, missed it really badly. And when I was thinking about what I wanted to do next, it was to find the right opportunity in global football, and I became convinced that Newcastle was the right place for me.
It's a special club, isn't it? I mean, already, what have you discovered that makes Newcastle United? To me, it's really special. I love the fans. I love the history of it. What does it mean to you?
This is a club with such incredible heritage that is, you know, beloved by the community.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, the way that shows up is so incredible. People have been incredible with me since I got here. It's just so warm, so welcoming. But their first question is, so, you know, how's the club? How's everything? You know, and it's not just the sports fans. It is bigger than sport here. It is really, you know, symbiotic with the community, and that integration that matters so much. You know, I'm coming out of New York, as you said, where I think there's 14 local major teams.
Yeah.
Right. And I was around the Knicks and the Rangers, and you've got the Mets and the Yankees and the Nets and the Giants and the Jets. And, you know, that's amazing. But in Newcastle,
Yes, at Driver talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent. Still to come, US heavyweight boxer Jarrell Miller will be joining us soon. We are told, fingers crossed, in 10 minutes it's happening. But now we can look ahead to the Super Bowl, brought to you by 5.
Super Bowl 60 preview on talkSPORT with 5. Watch the Super Bowl for free on 5, Sunday, February 8th.
Yes, it is day 3 at Radio Row ahead of Super Bowl 60 this weekend between New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. talkSPORT will have a live in-stadium commentary from the Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, and someone who is part of our team for the showpiece joins us now. He probably knows I'm a huge NFL fan, so it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the show former New England Patriots offensive lineman Ross Tucker. Hello, Ross. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys doing?
I like your setup. They've gone over the top with the stuff they've put on the table, haven't they? They've really taken a long time to set that up.
I like it. I listen, it gives it that little extra touch. There's some jerseys behind me. I'm fired up for Sunday night, man. I'm calling the game with Will Gavin. It's going to be electric. My first Super Bowl ever as a color commentator. So anybody driving around from 11:30 p.m. to 3 a.m., you got to make sure you listen to talkSPORT. We're going to be dynamic.
Who'd you make the favourites then for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, the Seahawks. I mean, I think they're the better team. I think if they played 10 times, they'd probably win 7 or 8 of them. But as we've seen in all sports, and especially in the NFL, all that matters is what happens in that one game, and turnovers are always kind of the great equalizer in the sport of American football. So I think Vrabel is just a star coach for the Patriots. Former teammate of mine, former opponent, went against him a bunch when I played for the Buffalo Bills. Then I went to New England and we were teammates. And I guess I'm not surprised he's a coach. I don't know that I thought he would become a coach, but he's just done a terrific, terrific job. So I have a lot of faith that he's going to keep it close. So what I've been saying is on the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, I'm going to pick the Seahawks to beat the Patriots, but I think it's a lower scoring, let's call it 20-17 type of game, which means for those of you that are so inclined, and maybe you listen or watch the Even Money Betting Podcast, I like the Patriots and the point. I think the Patriots stay within those 4.5 points.
Well, Ross, listen, the last time that Seattle were in the Super Bowl, it had one of the greatest endings probably of any Super Bowl with the Malcolm Butler interception. Now, do you think that will still be in the minds? I know it's different players, different roster, different coach, but do you still think 2015 was the last time they were there? Do you think the players and the franchise will still remember the way that Super Bowl ended?
Great question.
I think the GM remembers it. I think the owner remembers it. I don't think anybody else cares, and I'm actually shocked that we have not seen that play more often this week. I would have thought I've seen it 1,000,000 times by this point.
I mentioned it's day 3 of Radio Row. I think it's a wonderful idea what you guys do out there ahead of the Super Bowl. It's, one of the biggest events in the world of sport. Obviously, the World Cup, I think most people will put above it. But still, to have so many ex-players wandering about and so many famous faces, it really is something I think we should do over here ahead of maybe like an FA Cup final or even a Champions League final. Does it get bigger and better every time you're there for that?
Well, so the opening night was Monday night, and that was probably the deadest opening night I can remember in a long time. Now, what's interesting about the Super Bowl this year is it's in the Bay Area. So the Bay Area out here on the West Coast of the United States, it's San Francisco, it's Oakland, it's San Jose. The game itself is in Santa Clara. So I think they're trying to get all of these cities involved. So opening night was down in San Jose, which is over an hour shuttle ride away. I think some people just thought, I'm not going. There's not that many big names in terms of players in the Super Bowl. It's kind of wild, actually, because I put out a poll on my podcast handle, @RossTuckerPod, who's the most well-known person associated with either one of these teams in the Super Bowl. You know who got first place? Robert Kraft, the owner for the Patriots. And second place was Mike Vrabel, the head coach for the Patriots. I can't remember, and maybe you guys have an example in football, but it's rare for the owner and the head coach to get top billing over either one of the quarterbacks. But that's kind of, in terms of name recognition, that's where it's at. Radio Row is cool, though, because it's like I get to see all these people that I follow on social media and only see on social media. You know, this is the one time a year I get together with them, and it's kind of like a convention. It's kind of like a football media convention.
Yeah. Ross, listen, I'm under instruction to let you go in about 40 seconds time. Before I do, you mentioned at the top of our chat Will Gavin. Now, I understand, mainly from a lot of posts from Will Gavin, that he's a bit of a legend out there, that you guys are loving his commentary. Is that right?
There's no question. I don't know why, but Americans, you know, with Will's accent and how excited he gets, it just it engenders a lot of pride, I think, and entertainment to hear it. You know, Christian McCaffrey is one of the best players in the NFL, and he told Will that more people brought up his call of McCaffrey's touchdown against the Eagles on a trick play than the play itself. More people say, oh, dude, you got to listen to this British guy. You got to listen to this British guy calling your game. So it's a little bit of a novelty, but I think we have so much pride in American football that it gets us excited when you see people in other countries getting as excited about our sport as we do.
Ross, I'll tell you a secret. Don't mention this, but he's American. He just puts that on. Thanks so much for coming on, Ross. Enjoy it.
My pleasure. Great to talk with you guys. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure as well. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks, pal. There you go. That was a look ahead to the Super Bowl on talkSPORT, brought to you by 5. Don't forget that you can watch the Super Bowl for free on 5 Sunday, the 8th of Feb.
Super Bowl 60 preview on talkSPORT with 5. Watch the Super Bowl for free on 5 Sunday, February 8th.
Good chat. I enjoyed that.
Are you going to watch it?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I love Super Bowl. I absolutely love it. Yeah.
11:30?
I'll be staying up early in the morning, 11:30 a.m., yeah?
You going to watch it?
No, of course
Why?
not. Couldn't think of anything worse.
Oh, you're crazy.
But it's not for me. If I said you don't watch the snooker, you say no. Super Bowl is not for me, all right? Touchdown. Shut up. Get on with it. Games last about 8 hours.
Hey, rather than what? Shh. It's about to take a shot. Shh. Rubbish.
Yeah, rather than that. Yeah. I mean, let's have half-time entertainment that lasts 3 hours.
Let's wear waistcoat.
When we... Let's wear padding, because we're not tough enough like rugby players. I'm looking at my producer, Joe. Is our next guest, Jarrell Miller, coming on the show next? He just said 100%, and he's never let me down before. When we come back, the fella that was boxing at the weekend and had his hairpiece knocked off. Jarrell Miller, live on Drive, after this.
You look at a number 10 role now, and that's even worse. You know, players that we used to watch like Bergkamps and Zolas and Cantonars and Letiziers, like genius players. They might not get around the pitch, but you know, it was everyone else's job to get around the pitch. Give it to these geniuses. They'll create something. They'll score. And even those players now, there's none of them. You know, any number 10 now has to be able to do the yards. You look at, you know, Bruno Fernandes. That's one of the best number 10s in the country. He's running further than anybody else on the pitch now. I mean, you can't get away with not doing the hard yards. And every single player now has got to be an athlete. And we're losing that creative, genius type of player, even in the number 10 role.
Michael, what about Liverpool? Just a quick one before we break. You're going to stay with us for a little bit, which is great news. Liverpool, Arne Slot under pressure. There was just glimpses, wasn't there, against Newcastle, what Liverpool can do when they're flying.
Yes, absolutely. They've not been flying consistently. That's the problem. But in patches, Liverpool have played extremely well this season, but it's just been all too sporadic, let's say. I don't know. I'm the slot in camp. I think it's very, very premature to be thinking about, here's a manager that's had his first season in the Premier League and won the league. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Not many managers do that. If you'd said to Liverpool fans, once Jurgen Klopp left, if you said to Liverpool fans, right, for the next 2 years, you're going to come fourth and you're going to come first, everybody would have snapped your hand off. That's fantastic, because there's always the risk of things falling apart. We've seen it with when Wenger left. We saw it when Fergie left. Klopp was there for a long time, and to come in and continue that and to have instant success was pretty good.
Life after football. For a lot of players, it means going into punditry. Some turn to coaching or working in the game in other ways. But what about the rest? Some former footballers turn their sights away from the game, and there are a few big surprises. First up, from rainbow flicks to pancake flips. Ex-Chelsea and Southampton defender Ken Monku switched up his footballing career to buy a Dutch pancake house. He bought out the shop, which had been his favourite pancake spot as a child, and before long he was mixing the batter and getting behind the stove. Next, Everton legend Thomas Gravesen swapped out the high stakes of the Premier League for those of the poker room. He made over 150 appearances for the Toffees and won the Scottish Premier League with Celtic. Turned out the Danish international was pretty darn good at poker. He racked up a reported £100 million from his Las Vegas adventures. Remember former Chelsea goalkeeper Petr Cech? Turns out football nets weren't the only goals he was pretty handy in front of. After retirement, he became a goaltender in ice hockey. Same skills, very different surface. And he even won a Division 2 title with Guildford Phoenix. For ex-Liverpool centre-back Daniel Agger, it wasn't just fancy footwork that was in his blood. He was also pretty good with his hands. The Denmark international turned to tattoo artistry after he hung up his boots. He'd qualified as a skin artist while at Anfield, and he then became the co-owner of his own tattoo company as well. It's not all glamour for ex-pros, though. 1966 World Cup winner Ray Wilson set up a very different kind of business. He became an undertaker after he retired. Finally, not many people can say they've won both a World Cup and starred in an Oscar-winning film. In fact, there's only one person in the entire world who can say that. Frank Leboeuf, the former Chelsea defender, was part of the 1998 France squad who won the World Cup. He ended up marking Brazil's Ronaldo in the final and helped his side to a 3-0 win. But Leboeuf had already begun acting on the side while he was playing football, and his biggest role came some years after his retirement when he landed the part of a doctor in the Stephen Hawking biopic The Theory of Everything.
I embrace the career of acting, so I want to learn more. So seeing lots of movies is a part of my job.
To be honest, with all the dramatic diving in the game these days, there's probably tons of ex-pros who've got the acting skills to make it in Hollywood.
Welcome back to hour 2 of Drive on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent is here.
Want to give you some love.
Still to come, we'll be looking ahead to tonight's Carabao Cup semi-final between Man City and Newcastle, and we'll be joined by former Premier League goalkeeper Casey Keller, and Lethal Bitter will be in the studio as well. Yeah. I mean, that's an unbelievable show. And it gets even better because we're going to turn our attention now to boxing, because Jarrell Miller fought and won on the undercard of Lopez v Stevenson at the weekend, but the talking point of the evening came when Miller's hairpiece was punched off late in the second round. It's very bizarre. He finished the round with it clinging on before he threw it into the crowd, and return to the fight. So I'm delighted to say that the man himself is here. Let's say hello and good afternoon to Jarrell Miller, who joins us live on Drive. Jarrell, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm very well. Listen, we're huge boxing fans. We're big fans of yours. And genuinely, before we start the chat, we are honoured that you're on our show. So firstly, thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
No, thank you for having me as usual, man. Appreciate you.
How's your life? I mean, your life is crazy anyway, right? And everyone knows who you are. But has it gone up another level since the weekend?
100%, man. I mean, the phone calls have been ringing in. I've been doing media for 3 days straight. I mean, every show, top show in America. You know, we were trending, I think, #1 in the world for like 2-3 days. You know, we were beating the Grammys, you know, which is like, it was nuts, you know. So, you know, it's a blessing. It's a blessing in disguise. You know, I love to entertain. I love to have fun. Just the whole scenario of how I even lost my hair was just crazy, you know, and it was like, everything was like, nothing was planned at all. But by the time I got in the ring, you know, we were cracking so many jokes. Like, what if it comes off? I'm like, if it comes off, bro, I just got to keep fighting because I can't take a L because of my hair, you know, man. And it was just hilarious, bro. It was just super hilarious, you know. But when I first got the hairpiece, you know, it was like, I was embarrassed that my head just broke off and fell off. You know, it was like an insecure moment, you know. And a lot of guys in the world, you know, are going bald, you know, over time. But mine was so instant. I was like, oh, what am I going to do? You know, I'm fighting home in New York. I'm just not ready for it yet. My cousin had to...
What I don't get is when it was suggested to you that you should wear a hairpiece for a boxing match, did surely someone said... No, because I'll be boxing and it will come off. Did no one think that was going to happen?
100%. We talked about it, but my barber, my cousin's barber, was the first time I ever went to him, matter of fact, he reassured me that, you know, he's going to double reinforce it. You know, he's going to be super stick to my head. He taped it and then he like paint rolled this glue on top and he put it on. He dried it with a blow dryer and we pulled it and it couldn't move. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna be all right. I didn't think this guy was gonna hit that hard. Boy, was I sadly mistaken.
Drew, I'm really curious as to what's going on under the hat now.
So.
Oh, okay.
All right, okay. Because it's radio, so you've just lifted the hat up, and it looks a little bit like it did when it came off. When it came off, what's going on up there?
I mean, you guys can see a little bit of the new growth. You know, you see a little new growth that's coming in now. You know,
I'll be honest, I can't.
But, you can't. I guess I'm trying to make my own ego a little confident right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it was hilarious, man. It was a funny moment in my head. You know, I just pray to God, you know, always be strong and be confident to handle certain things, man. And like I said, I wasn't sure if it was coming off, but I just felt like a draft, like an AC just hit my scalp, and I'm like, holy crap, did this thing come off? But I wasn't sure. Of course, I can't see the top of my head. But it wasn't until I sat down and my coach is giving me instructions, and he just could not pay, like he was stuttering too much. He just could not pay attention. His eyes are going up and down, up and down, up and down. And I'm like, God, if this thing is up, how can I know? So I'm looking at the Jumbotron. And sure enough, the minute I look at the Jumbotron, my hair is flapping and the crowd is going crazy. Oh! And I'm like, you know what? Let's run with it. Let's go WWE style, man. So I stood up, tore it off my head, threw it to the crowd, and I got back to work. And the last thing my trainer says, you're losing, you know, you're getting your ass whooped, basically. So I'm like, I'm getting my butt whooped, and I'm losing my hair. Oh, no, we can't do this. I said, we got to get this win, man. And I buckled down and I got back into the fight, man.
Listen, we'll move on and talk about you and your career in just a moment. But I'm curious. So when it happened, I posted a picture of you on my social media, and I've got a hair product out. And I said, something like, people will do anything to get my hair product. And you replied with a DM. Are you aware it was me? Did you know that?
No, I did not. I have no idea. So I have one of my other cousins, you know, I have so many damn cousins. He actually handles my Instagram. So he reaches a bunch of companies. With a bunch of companies and stuff like that. So listen, let's see what we get back. Let's see what we can work with. Manscaped is a company that we're trying to figure out something with right now. Couple companies that make their own version of road game reached out. So we're exercising what we can do the best of, man.
Great.
But if it's your company, man, hit my publicist up, man. Let's put something together.
Well, it's hair product, and I don't think you tick that box.
Listen, man, I got some edges, bro.
Okay, I'll send you some. I'll send you some for the edges.
Well, Gerard, obviously, other than you losing your hairpiece, you did go on to win the fight. So, how happy were you with your performance?
My performance, I was not happy with my performance, man. And being a year and a half out the ring, I definitely felt the rust. I definitely felt a little slow and sluggish. Kent was about 4 weeks, my weight wasn't that bad because we was at 309, and I got a little fatigued towards in the training camp, so we started eating a little more carbs. And, the last 4 days in New York were so cold, training was like horrible, compared to being in Florida and sweating, without even a problem. So like I said before, I'm glad we got the win. The main thing is, just get back to the drawing board and try to get back in the ring, we're in talks, and my manager, Everett, and my manager, Spencer Brown. You're in talks with Matchroom and Eddie Hearn, man, and we're working on the next big step, man, and big props to Matchroom, man. I mean, those guys went above and beyond to get me on that card real quick and just get everything in order for me, and my medicals done last minute. It was a lot. It was a lot to get me in that fight last minute the way we did. It was a lot, man. So I gotta give my hats off to Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, my manager Everett, and Spencer Brown, man, for just getting the due diligence to get me in that fight card.
Gerald, there's so many big fights in your division at the moment. We've already seen, of course, that Derek Chisora is going to have his 50th fight of his career against Deontay Wilder. We've got Fabio Wardley, of course, is now heavyweight champion of the world. He's a good friend of ours, big fan of this show, comes on it quite often. Who do you want next? Because there's so many to choose from.
Yeah, I definitely would love it. It's so funny. Guess who caught the hairpiece? It was Fabio.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, he could do with it.
Yeah, man. But I don't know what he did with it, man. We gotta go find it. So people want to offer 10 grand and put it like in case, trophy case or something. It's been MIA ever since. But I heard Fabio says he's interested in definitely coming to America and fighting. Okay. So that's a fight I would definitely entertain.
You were meant to fight Fabio, right? At Portman Road, Ipswich.
Yeah. Correct. And back in July, man, that fight got canceled. Injuries and stuff like that. But we definitely want to take that fight back, man. If he wants to come to America, I think it's the best time now. We could ride his wave, and get the A-listers out again.
Is that who you want next? Is that who you want next?
I would definitely love to fight Wardley next. I would 100% love to fight Wardley next. But I feel like at the same time, too, I got to be realistic. He's been way more active than I have. So I would like to get at least one more fight in, a tune-up maybe, somebody that I can get a few more rounds in, and then me and him can get it on by the summertime. I feel like, by the summertime, me can definitely get on for a blockbuster fight in MSG, New York. So I'd love to get one more fight in, of course, within the next, 6 to 8 weeks, really. That's my I want to get back and take a week off, get back in the gym, get 6-7 weeks of training camp in, get one more fight in, and then me and him get on for the championship fight for sure.
Gerald, what do you make of the state of the heavyweight division? Because it felt like for such a long time there wasn't that many top, obviously, heavyweights on the planet, but now there seems to be, as you said, there 10, 15 top opponents. You must be happy about that because, as you just said there's super fights everywhere you look.
Yeah, you understand, super fights. There's always fights in the heavyweight division. The problem is, you just said super fights. There are guys that are entertaining that people really want to watch. There are definitely some guys that people definitely want to watch. The American side is very, how can I say it? It's very hard to get people that stand out in the heavyweight division. In UK has some of the greatest boxing fans on the planet. You guys follow the sport. You guys are really like in fighters' lives. And I have some of the best UK fans in the world. But in America, we so saturated with so many other things. It's like you got to have one or two guys that really can stand out. And I'm one of those guys, but we have to find somebody that can stand out, that can match my energy to be on an American television that can really put, bums in seats. You know what I'm trying to say? So yes, there's a lot of heavyweights there, but are there a lot of super fights out there? I don't know. AJ's going through his thing, God bless him. Tyson Fury's coming back. Usyk is still around, supposedly who's going to fight. So other than those names right now, who are those guys that really can stand out that can say, you know what, Big Baby's a big personality who can match my energy and get the American media to get behind it. UK is going to watch. UK loves fighting. America now, we need a WWE kind of guy.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. You mentioned Tyson Fury there. He's got Makhmudov. That fight's coming back, and he's come out of retirement again.
Yes, true.
For that the 15th time he's come out of retirement. What's your view on Tyson Fury getting back into the ring?
My thing is, Tyson's a good brother, man. He's a good friend of mine. Tyson is just Tyson, bro. I feel like with boxers and fighters, sometimes we get emotional, and sometimes we need a break. Tyson's, super wealthy guy now. He doesn't need boxing. So for him, I feel like if he leaves boxing alone, a part of him is going to die. So sometimes you have to do something that keeps you, alive mentally and physically and emotionally, that gets you out of bed. And I think boxing is that for him, So I think he still has a couple more fights in him. I just don't want to see my brother get hurt or do this and he's not 100%. I'm trying to say. So I wish him all the best. As a matter of fact, he wants me to come to camp with him in Thailand. You know what I mean? So we might actually do that. Throw back a couple pints and hit the camp. You know what I mean? So that'd be amazing. Probably in a week or two we figure it out. But I wish him all the best.
Okay, listen, before I let you go, I've got a question for you, a two-pronged question. The first question, a short one. There's a reason I'm asking. Are you superstitious? Oh, I think he's gone.
I believe in bad vibes. So you might call it superstitious, but I call it bad vibes.
Okay, I'll tell you why I asked. Because you fought with a hairpiece and you won. I just wondered, we always saw, like, Mike Tyson was synonymous. He always come out like he wore a big black towel, right, and he put his head through that. We saw Deontay Wilder come out dressed like an Egyptian king. I just wonder, for your next fight, should you have like a really elaborate big hairpiece on for good luck?
You're kind of reading my mind out, because it's so funny. I was talking to Shaq yesterday, and Shaq gave me some great pointers on how we should do something. So, you never know. With Big Baby at this point, you never know. That's why you got to tune in, and subscribe.
Okay. Jarrell, thank you so much for coming on. We were meant to speak to you yesterday. We didn't for whatever reason. We were all a bit gutted about that, but we're honoured that you've come back on our show. Thanks so much for your time today.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. God bless.
Have a good one. There you go, wonderful Jarrell Miller.
Yeah, I heard.
What a lovely fellow he is.
Best part about the whole interview, didn't know you were buzzing.
Why are you so rude? No. He knew who I was.
I DM'd you. Do you remember?
No, because so you know what's annoying? I can't get to that note yet. So I can't come back.
Can't do me.
I sound like ET if I do that.
Yeah.
No, but I was curious as to the fact
why'd that come up?
No, because I'll tell you why, because I then DM'd back saying, do you want to come on our show? And he came on. So I just wondered if it was because of that, but it obviously wasn't because of that. That's why. Yeah. Why are you so rude?
Please, could you remember me? But no, he was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, yeah. Now you say that. You called him Slaphead before.
It's brilliant. I think the whole bits when they started.
What's that about? Why doesn't he just
get rid of them?
Yeah, shave it all off.
Well, fair play to him, Nice guy, by the way. Obviously, when you watch someone in the ring and you go...
No, he was fantastic.
Yeah, what a nice guy.
He was great. When we come back, now, Liverpool fans and football fans, but Liverpool fans, I don't know if you've heard the bit of audio we're going to play in just a moment. It's from Arnie Slot. It was on Liverpool TV. It's one of the most head-scratching, bizarre pieces of audio I've ever heard from a Premier League manager, current or ex. It's very bizarre. So we'll be playing that out from Arnie Slot in just a moment. And, of course, you can react to it. My advice is, if it's not already, put our number in your phone and then you just hit redial 03717 223344. Arnie Slot and Liverpool chat right after this.
Alex and I witnessed there moments ago was highly charged and very, very emotional when Steve and Gabby clapped eyes on each other again, because Steve Bruce managed Gabby at Villa between 2016 and 2018. Steve, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Gaffer.
And by the way, it was hard work. As you can imagine.
That's it. Cut his mic. Cut his mic. Cut his mic.
Can I say, by the end of it, they were all hard work. And Gabby become one of the leaders of the pack, would you believe?
Steve,
he was terrific.
Let's set the record straight. When you arrived at Villa Park in October 2016, Gabby had been out in the cold and was training away from the first team. But you brought him back into the fold. Is this true?
He was straight back in, yeah. I wasn't really interested in what happened in the past, so I dragged him in and said, I'm not really interested in what's gone on before. Let's see if we can get yourself back into some sort of shape and get you back playing again. And that's what he did.
So you brought him back out of the bomb squad. Why were you in the bomb squad?
I think we got relegated the season before and done the whole pre-season with Roberto Di Matteo, the whole of it, no issues at all. And I remember it was 2 days before the first game of the season, and he called me into his office, and I thought, okay, he's going to say, where are you going to play? Going to play on the left, on the right, as a striker. And he said, we want you to leave. I was like, oh, okay. Where? And he said, Reading and Rangers want you. I was like, okay. Well, I'm not leaving. I was part of the reason we got relegated, and I want to help this team get back to the Premier League. And I just said to him, maybe shouldn't I, but in the emotions I says, I'll be here longer than you in the room with him. And I think he lasted 12, 15 games, wherever it was. And then this great manager, Steve Bruce, come in and got me out of the bomb squad. Very difficult, the bomb squad. It's not a nice place to be. You got 16-year-olds megging you, and you're thinking like, what's the point?
There was a few in the bomb squad.
Yeah, there was.
Driver talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein, the ledge that is Darren Bent alongside me, who looks a little bit different to his past here at talkSPORT.
What do you mean?
Look a bit different.
I know, why have you done that to my past?
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't done anything. What?
I mean, look at this. Like, this is an important document for work.
You got no proof that I did that.
It's illegal, and you've drawn a smiley, like a devil's face on my past.
No.
Oh, and you know what? Boss, yeah, there. Look at that.
You got no proof it was me.
Honestly.
No proof it was me. In fact, my lawyers are listening to that.
Swear on your kids life it wasn't you.
But I don't need to do that.
No, you do it all the time. Do it now.
Innocent until proven guilty.
No, swear on your kids.
You know what? You're disgraceful.
No, swear on your kids life it wasn't you.
If you're listening, Brian.
No.
I don't do that anymore. I stopped doing it this morning.
I bet you did. Of course you did. Why have you done that?
Do you know you look better with glasses and tooth missing? I didn't do it. I tell you, it was Max Scott did it. I didn't want to say it. Still to come, Casey Keller will be joining us. We'll also be joined by Lethal Bizzle later on in the show. But now, Crystal Palace's Eddie Nketiah was close to move to West Ham before an injury halted the move. Oh, sorry, that was just a quickly. Right, okay, we're going to move on. Right, but now, listen, we have to talk about this. If you've not heard this, stay where you are. Don't get out your car. Don't turn the radio off if you're in the kitchen or wherever you are. This is about the Liverpool boss, Arne Slot. The Dutchman has made some comments that may confuse everyone. When I heard it, I was like, there's no way he said that. This is him speaking on the Reds Roundtable podcast on Liverpool's YouTube channel. This is what he said. Have a listen. Oh, I've got the quotes here. Have we got the audio to it? We haven't got the audio. Okay. So he said, this is so bizarre. As a manager, you can win the league, the Champions League, the FA Cup, or the League Cup. But the biggest thing you can win is that you can play the nicest football to watch. Trophies are one thing, but being a team, a club, or a manager that stands for good football is, in the long term, worth more. So playing good football, and this is not me misquoting, playing good, attractive football in the long time is worth more than winning the league and the Champions League. That might be one of the most stupid things I've ever heard, because it's not. And you can't argue with that. I don't know why he's come out and said it, but you cannot argue with the fact 10 trophies is better than attractive football.
Yeah, of course. Successful football.
Why has he said that?
I mean, I mean, I remember Ole Gunnar Solskjaer saying something crazy like that.
Yeah,
Remember when
I'm
he
guessing
said,
you've got his quote there.
Yeah, he said something like, trophies are an ego thing for managers and clubs.
Yeah.
Which I thought was bizarre at the time.
I think when he said that, he was referring to the League Cup. I think it was a League Cup game. He said that after.
Yeah, but still.
But nonetheless, a crazy thing to say for any manager.
Especially when you're a manager of that club.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Manchester United. But yeah, honestly, I mean, it's crazy why he'd say that, because you know full well, and I'm pretty sure most clubs would say the same thing. You may not enjoy what you're watching, but if you're winning and you're winning trophies, you'll almost put up with it and go, do you know what? Yeah, it's fine. I mean, listen, I'm not over the top happy with the way we're playing, but we're winning trophies. I can deal with that. It's when you stop winning and you're playing that same horrible football, then that's obviously when you start to panic, and when you start to lose your job.
Does it matter how you win a game?
I don't think so.
Because as a Man United fan, we had Jose for a long time, and he got not often, more often than not.
He won.
He won, right? We didn't win the league, but we won the UEFA Cup under him, or the
you won the Europa League, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you win the League Cup?
Yeah, we won the League Cup. I was when Zlatan scored against Southampton.
Yeah,
right. But the football we played wasn't necessarily great to watch. Sometimes it was dull.
Yeah.
What do you think, as a football fan, is more important? It can only be winning, right? So would United fans, would football fans, would Arsenal fans take horrible to watch football week in, week out if it meant you won the Premier League this year?
I think so. I mean, there's been that thrown at Arsenal this season that has not been particularly great to watch. But I do think a lot of it also depends on the club that you support. Now, if you're a club like Manchester City, Man United, Arsenal, teams, I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to say Liverpool, Man City of late, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're so used to winning that their supporters are like, well, I won't mind a different brand of football because they've been winning. But a team that's been starved of trophies for years, they'll take anything, any type of football just to win. Do you know what I mean? So, and also, Ange Postecoglou at Spurs, the football that he played, a little bit one-dimensional. They won, still got rid of him.
Yeah. Well, listen, our show is so packed today. What we're going to do is take calls on this tomorrow. So we'll keep your powder dry just for a moment. But Casey Keller will be our guest next. So he can answer that question as well. I think it's such a bizarre quote. We've had to move stuff about to get people into today's show. But I thought it was definitely worth mentioning because it's, what?
No, because I wonder why you and Joe were doing that kind of kung fu stuff.
Well, we were going to take
calls. I wasn't sure what was going on.
Joe's just telling me things have been moving about so much because I don't know how much I can say. There's big breaking news from Man City at 6.
Okay,
so football fans, you need to stick around till 6. I know you stay with us throughout the duration of today's show. Casey Keller next. The best of talkSPORT in the sound from 6 o'clock. Big breaking Man City news. Lots coming up. Stay where you are. This is Drive on talkSPORT.
To come from here and manage Newcastle must have been great. But when it went pear-shaped and there was a lot of toxicity, how bad did it get? How affected did you become?
Well, where I lived, there was a little cottage in the gardens, and an elderly couple lived in the gardens. and the number of times we had to get the police was not great. And it was in amongst COVID too, where, you know, people weren't at their best. And listen, it's been well documented.
Why the police?
Well,
what happened?
I lived on the back of Jesmond Dean, and one night there was rockets being fired. You know, these big fireworks being fired at the house, and you know, and the people that knew had got there. But look, it was a handful, and there's always a little handful. But all in all, it was difficult because some of the press in particular weren't having me from day one, which I fully get. I fully understand that maybe I wasn't good enough to manage this great club in their opinion. I fully get it. But it became, I believe, in the end, personal. It was especially with one or two. It became personal. And that I had the issue with. And most of the time, you're looking over your shoulder. But I still look back on it and think I'd never, ever regret not taking it. Look, when people like Kenny Dalglish and Graham Souness and people like that told me how difficult it was. You know, it's a difficult job.
Yeah.
Thankfully now, listen, all that's in the past. Thankfully now, they've got money behind them. They're where they want to be. They're competing at the top end. They've won a trophy. They're in the Champions League. They've still got a lot of work to do, but that's what the supporters demand.
And you're genuinely pleased for them.
I am genuine. I'm a Geordie. I'm genuinely pleased.
But I think a lot of the fans thought you were too close to Mike Ashley.
Well, that's a load of nonsense. It's a load of nonsense. It wasn't the fact. Listen, I got on particularly well with him because I tell you what, as a chairman, he didn't.
Time for another one of those what-if sliding doors moments from the world of football. In 2010, Sam Allardyce's Blackburn Rovers were plodding along in the Premier League, never really in danger of relegation, but not sharp enough in front of goal to challenge for a European place. The club's then head of recruitment, Martin Glover, was alerted to a Polish striker at Lech Poznan, who'd scored 21 goals in 34 games. His name, Robert Lewandowski. Glover and Allardyce flew to Poland to watch the 21-year-old, and they liked what they saw. Conversations were had, and all that remained was for Lewandowski to fly to England to have a look around and talk Turkey. However, a once-in-a-blue-moon geological incident had other ideas. After 187 years of dormancy, the Eyjafjallajökull volcano in Iceland erupted, causing flights across Europe to be grounded for nigh on a month. That meant that Lewandowski never made it to Ewood Park, and Borussia Dortmund beat Blackburn to his signature. He'd go on to win 10 Bundesligas and 1 La Liga at various clubs. Just imagine that sort of impact on Blackburn's history, Sam Allardyce's CV, and the shape of English football itself.
I like this, a bit funk, innit? I like this. Good music. It's Drive with talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent. Still to come, we've got some fun with the best of talkSPORT, and we'll discuss Pep Guardiola's future. That breaks at 6, by the way. But now it's time to go back to Radio Row. This time we're joined by a former Premier League keeper and USA international, Kasey Keller joins us. Kasey, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
How
That's a lot of news going on in England right now.
Can I just say really
safe to say, you won't find me in there.
Can I just say really quickly, we dumped that. That can't go out, so don't say that again. All right?
Okay.
That would be much appreciated, Kasey. Listen, thanks so much for coming on. Are you a big NFL fan? You must be, right, if you're there?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think all Americans kind of growing up, yeah. And for me, it's even a little bit extra special being a Seahawks fan, growing up in the Pacific Northwest and seeing, the Seahawks back in the Super Bowl.
I mean, you spent a bit of time at Seattle Sounders, right, if I'm correct?
Yep. I finished when I left Fulham in 2008, signed a 2-year contract with the Sounders in the initial first year. So 2009, 2010, and then re-upped for one more year after that.
Let me ask you. You've obviously played in the World Cup, and you're part of
4.
the Super. Okay, you played 4. How many Super Bowls have you been to? Before I ask the question.
1.
Okay.
I was at the Super Bowl in 2014 when the Seahawks lost in the last second interception.
Okay. What?
I'm.
What I was going to ask.
That was crazy.
What do you think is a bigger event? Because you've effectively been at both of them.
Yes. Look, I mean, I think in America, I mean, the Super Bowl is the biggest event, obviously, on the world stage. Nothing compares to the World Cup. So yes, it's just. I think that, I guess one way to how did they put this one time? They said the average Super Bowl gets about 150 to 200 million people watching, 150 in America and 50 million in the rest of the world. What did they say? The average league game between Real Madrid and Barcelona, there's over 1 billion people around the world watching. So, look, American football is huge in America, and the Super Bowl is the biggest sporting event every calendar year. But on the world stage, football is still king.
Kasey, there's been conversations and ideas that when you look at the Super Bowl with the halftime entertainment, the way that the Americans kind of do it, I like it. People spoke about, would that work over here, maybe the FA Cup final or a Champions League final potentially. What's your thoughts on that, or do you think that's just an American thing and it should be kept there?
Look, I mean, I think there's been a lot of replication of kind of how American sports have had success in football around the world, but then also, so many American sports are geared around, breaks and commercials, and the reason why I think football is still the biggest sport around the world is because it's continual, that you have that first half, you have the halftime. Look, if there's you want to entertain the crowd, you want to entertain the TV crowd as well at halftime with a show, cool. But I don't think you can do it to then where it disrupts, so don't make halftime a half an hour long because you want to bring in some entertainment at halftime. If you can squeeze it in and it doesn't disrupt what everybody's used to, then cool.
Kate, I want to get your views on all things football or soccer. Firstly, before I talk about some of your old clubs, what are you up to at the moment? What are you doing?
Well, I'm doing this is kind of why I'm here, and this is the first time I've publicly made this announcement that I'm partnering with Bristol Myers Squibb in a drug called Breyanzi, which I had a very long battle with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I'm going public today and talking about that battle and talking about the drug that finally got me out the other side.
Wow. And you've invested in that, have you?
So I'll kind of go back and kind of tell you how it all went down. So I when I left Fulham, signed an MLS, signed 2 years. So I finished that 2-year contract with the Seattle Sounders, and we'd more or less agreed on a 1-year extension. But I was having a little problem with my hip at the end of that second season, and so what I didn't want to do was play my 20th season as a pro and spend that whole time on the treatment table. So I just wanted to have a little bit of a scan, make sure that my hip wasn't anything serious. So I have this scan before I signed the contract. So I come out of the scan, my wife and I go have lunch, and I get a call from the team doctor around 2 o'clock. And he says, look, Case, I just want to say your hip kind of looks like we expected from 19 years as a pro, 700 matches later, but nothing serious. But he says, I have a question for you. Have you had lunch yet? I said, well, Doc, I've had a lot of scans, and nobody's ever asked me if I'd had lunch yet afterwards. And he goes, well, we saw something on the scan, and if you hadn't had lunch, we want you to go back to the hospital and have a biopsy. I said, well, I have had lunch. He said, okay, you're scheduled for 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'm like, well, that's probably not good. So go get the biopsy, spend, the 3-4 days waiting for pathology to come back. And it was confirmed that I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So I meet with the oncologist and we kind of talk about, kind of the path forward and what we're going to do. And he said, look, my suggestion is we do nothing. You're asymptomatic. We found this because you're, of something else. I say we just monitored it and we go from there. But I didn't feel, he said, you don't have to tell anybody. I said, look, I don't feel comfortable signing a new contract with the club after I'd just been diagnosed with cancer. So we told really nobody. We didn't tell my parents. We didn't tell my kids. We didn't tell anybody. But I told the club. And so I signed the new contract. I come back from preseason. I have a test to see if I can start the season. I have a test halfway through the season to see if I can finish the season. So everything goes well. Have a great final year of my career, and then I move into the broadcast world. Well, around 2017, like a lot of us do, as we're kind of finishing our career, maybe we gain a little bit weight. Maybe the suit's not fitting the way it should for the broadcast. So I start picking up the pace a little bit, getting a little more, I got to lose a little bit of weight here. So I start picking up the routine a little bit, lose some weight, lose a little bit more weight, and then just kind of like going, this is too easy. So Christmas comes around and I kind of eat everything in sight and still lose weight. So it's now about February, and I'm pretty sure that it's time to go see the doc. And so I go see the doc, and they confirm that this is February of 2018, that it's time to start treatment. So I have the first treatment, and I'm pretty much thinking that I'm expecting at the end of that round of treatment that the doctor's going to tell me that, these are the best results that he's ever seen. And instead, it was the opposite. It was very limited success. And then that started this crazy journey of treatment after treatment, of limited success to no success to very good success halfway through the treatment to then it reversing by the end of the treatment. So now we're getting into about 2020 and I'm starting a really nasty chemo treatment. That was a 96-hour continual chemo drip. And I was going to miss a lot of broadcasts. I was going to miss a lot of work. So I thought, okay, I got to go public now. And then the world shut down because of COVID. So, again, this treatment was fairly successful. The MLS starts back up in what they called the MLS is Back tournament. And they're in this little bubble in Orlando kind of playing against each other. And we're doing local broadcasts from Seattle. And I actually called a match during the MLS is Back tournament while I was connected to chemo. And again, this crazy chemo treatment, and then in the very end, again, from really good success at the beginning to, reversing itself by the end. And so I had 13 different types of treatments until the end of winter of 2021. Which is pretty cutting edge, where they spin your blood, they take out. You have an infusion of your own T cells back into your body, and they're targeted to go find the cancer. So I went from 13 treatments. And after 3 months, I'm declared what's called NED, which is no evidence of disease. And I've been there ever since. And so now I'm partnering with Bristol Myers Squibb to tell my journey and the treatment that got me out the other side.
Wow, that's incredible. What an unbelievable story, Casey. And just briefly, I really don't want to cut you off here, because it's mind-blowing what you've gone through, and I'm so pleased. It looks like you're coming out the other end. How are you feeling now?
Good. There's still, there's some little things. The tricky part, as they kind of re-engineer your immune system to specifically fight one thing, your immune system is set up to fight thousands of things. And so, yeah, it leaves me a little bit susceptible to things, and my immune system drops, and I have to go get some little, artificial boosters to kind of keep my immune system up. But if that's what I have to deal with for a while, that's way better than what I went through for the years getting to this point.
I bet. Listen, we were going to talk to you about some soccer in the World Cup, but after that unbelievable story, we haven't got time. But it really doesn't matter, because it's so great to hear you're on the mend. So listen, we'll let you go, but I really appreciate you coming on our show. How lovely to catch up with you, and equally brilliant that you're sitting there in good spirits with a big smile on your face. Thanks so much for coming on, Casey.
Thanks, Casey.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, you.
There you go, Casey. I tell you what, I wasn't expecting that.
Me neither.
Unbelievable story and journey he's been on.
And he kept it quiet.
Yeah.
That's
mind-blowing.
He's mind-blowing.
Thankfully. I mean, when you look at him, we were watching him on YouTube on the link. He looks in great health, right?
Yeah. That's one of them where you just don't know, do you?
No.
I mean, but for him to go through all that and for him to air it publicly now.
Yeah.
I mean, he was going to air it publicly before, and COVID hit. It's just fair play to him. Wow.
Yeah. Great stuff. Great stuff. Right, still to come on our show. We'll have the best bits of talkSPORT coming up.
Always believing.
Or the worst. The guests don't stop today. We'll be joined by this man later on. In the studio, I hasten to add. And we'll look at Man City against Newcastle in the second semi-final of the Carabao Cup.
Manchester City on Newcastle away. And it's Arsenal who will be there.
But who will be joining them? All that, and at 6 o'clock, that breaking news about Pep Guardiola. We'll break it first right here on Drive on talkSPORT. Loads coming up between now and 7 when we come back. The best bits of talkSPORT.
Obviously, I don't think he feels particularly happy about his treatment, and I spent a lot of time suggesting to me that a lot of people were very complimentary about his tenure at Spurs, and I went through a roll call of people that were very complimentary about him because he did a good job in my view. May not have won as many things as he could do and should have done, perhaps as Spurs as a football club, but as a person that's built a spaceship that maybe some other captain can fly to the moon, there's a huge amount of potential there.
Okay.
Can I go and do Deontay Wilder now?
No, you can't. We're sitting up in here in Newcastle. Steve Bruce is asking for you.
Is he?
I'm alongside Alex Crook and Gabby Agbonlahor. You're waiting for Chisora and Wilder. Are we right?
Where are you, Simon? You should be up here in the northeast. You can kind of get past Watford these days.
I know. I figured to myself, do I want to go up to the north and get a nosebleed? No, I do not. So I stayed down here. And what I'll probably get is a nosebleed from Deontay Wilder if I ask some bloody saucy question.
Oh, good luck with him, by the way.
Indeed, have fun. I see Gabby's increasing the tone of the environment up there.
Simon, I've just found out that you actually said that the Saudis wouldn't buy Newcastle, so...
Oh, gee,
they did a week later.
Oh, gee, Gabby, nice to see you're current. That was 3.5 years ago, you clown.
Simon, just before you leave us, on the Tottenham Hotspur situation and the Levy situation, Levy reportedly in discussion to sell 30%, which would work out at £1 billion. Is there pressure on Daniel to sell to these people?
No.
From an ENIC perspective?
Well, no. Not necessarily, because ENIC might not want to jump into bed with these guys. I can't speak to that. But Daniel is a shareholder in his own right. There is pressure, I suspect, on Daniel because we've seen the noise. We saw some of the suggestions that they're going to go and review the policies of a guy that they let run the club for 25 years. So they're going to go in there and look at the transfer policy and the economics and how the efficiencies of commercial deals were done. Oh, really? Okay, good enough. That really is about probably denigrating Daniel.
Well, Matt Driver, talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein. The ledge that is Darren Bent is here still to come. We'll be having some fun with the best of talkSPORT in just a sec. Just quickly, ITV will show adverts during play in its Six Nations coverage during the scrum breaks. We don't want to see that. We know where that's going. Aston Villa have faced criticism after placing their game later this month against Leeds in Category 3. That, by the way, is the most expensive bracket with prices ranging from 58 to 92. That's Aston Villa v Leeds. What's happening with the game I love?
Right. It's not the game we love anymore.
No, it's not. Right, time now for this.
Win a trip to South Africa with the Barmy Army on talkSPORT.
Come on, Aston Villa, sort yourselves out. Right, the Barmy Army is heading out to South Africa next winter to cheer on England, and you could be there. We're giving away a week for two at the 2027 New Year's Test in Cape Town. You will secure 2 places with the official Barmy Army, putting you in the heart of the atmosphere for every day of the match. One of the world's most iconic cricket grounds. Flights, hotel, spending money, all covered. The countdown is on. You've only got till Friday. What is it, Wednesday? You've got today, tomorrow, and then half of Friday. For your chance to win, text the word WIN to 83338. A text will cost you £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or you can call 0343 418 7260. The lines, as I mentioned, close on the 6th of Feb at 4 p.m. this year. 4 p.m. 18 plus UK residents only. It's a network promotion for full T's and C's at talksport.com. So for your chance to win, text the word WIN, W-I-N, to 83338. Now. Talking now. Time now for this. Yes, time for the best of talkSPORT friends. This is where me and Bentley run you through some of the reasons I'm known for talkSPORT and our sister stations. Why don't we start with this morning's breakfast show? Anna Brazil was back. opened up the show with a health update that everyone had been waiting for.
You're indestructible, always believing.
What possessed us?
Oh, dear.
What possessed us to sing that?
I don't know. I know, in the break as well, wasn't it?
That was madness.
Right, 4 minutes after 6. I'm still alive, okay? God, right. I've never had so many texts and emails. And...
You are concerned.
Are you all right? Are you dead? Are you dying? Yeah, give us a break.
Firstly, Benty, who sings that song? Do you know?
The first bit.
Always believe.
Spandau Ballet.
Who?
Spandau Ballet?
No.
Spandau Ballet?
No.
I know it's something like that.
Yeah, he's like that, but it's not that. Spandau Ballet.
Spandau Ballet.
Apparently, during his last Brazil.
Hey, who's writing this?
I'll just read it. During his last Brazil, had eaten too many biscuits. During his last show, that should be, Brazil had eaten too many biscuits. What's your favourite biscuit?
Oh, it's a toughie. My favourite biscuit.
I picture you with a big hobnob in your mouth.
No, I do like hobnob, but my malted milk with a bit of chocolate.
Yeah, they are
Unbelievable. But the one with no chocolate dips lovely in tea and it just melts off. Oh.
Would you not dip it in tea if it had chocolate on it?
Nah, I'm not really about that.
Don't do that. Okay. Anna Brazil is back tomorrow morning on The Breakfast Show alongside standing Gabby Agbonlahor from 6 a.m.
Staying with The Breakfast Show following last night's win for Arsenal. Piers Morgan joined the show and waxed lyrical about how good this side is.
I'm asking myself, who's going to beat us? Who in world football? Who in world? I'm serious. Who in world football right now is going to beat us? We are the best squad. We are the best squad assembled in the history of world club football.
I mean, is that one of the worst takes you've ever heard?
Yeah, he wonders why people don't like him. In fact, Arsenal fans wonder why people don't like them. That's it. Because you come on and say we're going to do the quadruple. You're part of the problem, D.
No, I don't say that. Why does Piers always go on breakfast? Should we get him on drive?
No. We stick with people like Lethal Busy and Robbie Williams and Noel Gallagher.
All right. Do you remember... Oh, my goodness. Look how long this question is.
Oh, my...
Do you remember on New Year's
Hold on. Yes.
We made predictions on guests we could get on the show. Mine was Thierry Henry and yours was David Beckham. If you could add more football to that to join the show, who would you choose?
Forget about that. My Beckham progress is moving along very nicely. That's all. Genuinely.
It's on the phone. We said on the phone, right?
No, we said in the studio.
No, we didn't. We said on the phone.
Right, on the phone.
Yeah.
But Beckham in the studio. Watch this space. That's all I'm saying.
All right, a reminder that after us, Man City or Newcastle will be joining Arsenal at Wembley. Adrian Dara presents coverage at 7 p.m.
Let's finish by playing a clip from the best podcast in the world. The award-winning, won an award, best podcast, best new podcast. 21 minutes to go. It's me and Cundy.
Let me get my pen
we
ready.
Discussed his social media use. Don't know why I've used this clip.
If you used Instagram or social media, people could send you links to great stories. What do you use? X.
I don't really use that.
What you just said I do.
I look at it.
Right, what do you look at?
I can't tell you that, mate.
X. I mean, what platform do you look at? X.
I look at both, but I don't post anything. I don't interact with it.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
If you look at X, people can send you links to stories.
I look at X. I look at Instagram as well.
Okay, so
but I don't look at my page. I just look at other people's pages.
Jason Cundy 05.
Yeah.
On X.
Yeah.
Send Jason links to stories that are crazy.
Yeah.
And you can have a look.
I'll be honest, I don't know why.
Oh my goodness!
I don't know why. I need to speak to you.
Sorry.
No.
You wait. No. Shut up. Right. Award-winning. Talking about how many times did I say X? Or would you watch on social media? X. Oh, do you look at anything else now? Just X. Oh, have you got an X account? No, just Instagram. But I'd love to look at X. Send me stories on X. What is that? Jesus. Award-winning that. Who's downloading that, Joe? I think nobody. No, he's not.
Everyone that downloads it gets a free house this week. I don't know why he chose, because that's the beginning of such a long story. I don't know why he chose that. No, I agree with you. No. If you want to find out what that story's about, download 21 minutes ago. Luke's killed me there, hasn't he?
X. Just download X.
I sat opposite him. Why don't he come up to what clip shall I use? Why don't you use the nonsense clip when we're talking about X? Jeez, he'll get a big X in a minute. When we come back, Lethal Bizzle will be in the studio and we'll be looking at a live commentary of Man City against Newcastle. It's live on talkSPORT. I'm just off to go and speak to Luke with the P45 in my hand.
is there pressure on you, Luke, going into this as defending champion? Because you're there to be knocked off the perch, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. There's always pressure on you when you're the defending champion of any tournament. You know, I think the pressure's always going to be on Luke Littler more than anybody because he's winning all the time and he's expected to keep winning. And if he doesn't win, then it's a surprise nowadays. So obviously I ran him close on Sunday in the Masters. And he knows that, you know, there's other players now playing pretty well. You know, Gern Price is playing good and Gian's testing him. So, you know, Luke Littler's definitely the man to beat. But, of course, I'm the reigning champion. So, yeah, he's going to want to take that off my hands, and I'm going to do everything I can to...
Let me pick you up on that. You declared after Sunday's narrow defeat to him in the Masters final, the Winmau Masters final, Luke Littler, the greatest darts player that's ever lived. Is he?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to backtrack on that. I think... what I mean to have said, maybe he's the most talented dart player ever. You know, I still think that maybe, you know, the argument would still stand with maybe Phil is the greatest, of course, of what he achieved. But I just think natural, raw talent that he's got, I think that is, to me, what would say is the greatest dart player ever. And, you know, it's just the way he doesn't ever fold under pressure. He's always so great. And, yeah, I mean, it's hard to sit here and backtrack and say, oh, no, Phil. So Phil is one of the greatest, of course. But I just think with his talent, yeah, he's the most talented dart player.
Because I found it a bit curious, Luke, because you're great rivals. And yet you're saying, well, he's the greatest guy of the lot. He's the greatest player of the lot.
Of course, but that doesn't mean I can't beat him, you know, or I won't beat him or I won't challenge him. But, you know, like I said, he is the most talented dart player in the world. I think it's obvious. Me saying it was kind of just stating the obvious, really. But that doesn't take anything away from myself thinking I'm just going to, you know, lose every game I play against him. I ran him close on Sunday and, you know, he's still there to be beaten. I can beat him. I've beaten him in many major finals before. So, yeah, as much as I was giving him a great compliment, that wasn't me backing down saying, you know, I'm just going to give you the wins every time. I'm still up for, you know, trying to test him every week.
Everyone knows there are 20 managers in the Premier League, yeah? Well, actually, no. Around 3/4 of them are not managers. The terms manager and head coach are often used interchangeably to describe Premier League bosses, but they're actually two different jobs. So let's explain how and why. For years, fans referred to Mikel Arteta as Arsenal's manager, but I'm afraid technically...
I don't think so, no.
From his first day on the job, he was the Gunners' head coach. Let's pick a random moment in time, February 2025. Only 6 Premier League bosses actually held the official title of manager rather than head coach. Man City's Pep Guardiola, David Moyes of Everton, Ipswich boss Kieran McKenna, Southampton's Ivan Juric, Oliver Glasner at Crystal Palace and Leicester's Ruud van Nistelrooy were the only actual managers of their respective teams. Everyone else? That's right, head coach, including Ruben Amorim at Man United. He took over from Erik ten Hag, a man who had held the title of manager. Might come as a surprise that Amorim's appointment marked the first time ever that Man United had a head coach instead of a manager. But to understand why they made that decision, you also have to get what the difference is between a head coach and a manager. A manager's got a huge range of responsibilities. They're not just in charge of training and player lineups, they're also heavily involved in player sales and transfers. Critical stuff. But a head coach's role is far more focused on team training and performance on the pitch. So whereas Ten Hag was highly involved with decisions around transfers during his tenure, the intention was that Amorim wouldn't be, at least not on the same level. And as the sporting structure at Man United changed under Sir Jim Ratcliffe, people like Sir Dave Brailsford took charge of transfers instead. How all those roles play out in practice may be slightly different at different clubs though. On the other hand, the contracts of actual managers like Pep or Moyes had no limits on their job role and their involvement with transfers and contracts. But those guys are actually in the minority now, and it's a change that's happened pretty quickly. In 2019, there were only 6 head coaches in the Premier League, but by 2025 there were 14. A clear indication that more and more clubs are moving towards a model where the guy in charge is actually only really in charge on the pitch. And the way things are going, it might not be long before all 20 clubs have got head coaches, and the job position of football manager in the top flight is no more.
Welcome back to the last hour drive and talk sport. It's me, Andy Goldstein, and Lethal Bizzle's best mate, Darren Bent. That's the fella, yeah. Still to come, Lethal Bizzle will be joining us in the studio. He's outside. We just had a chat. He played himself at darts and lost. Quite know how he did
I
that.
think he beat you, know.
We're very, very excited that Lethal Bizzle will be in the studio in about 25 minutes' time. But now, can Newcastle produce the unthinkable tonight at the Etihad?
Newcastle and Man City can score, they can concede, they can entertain, and they care about the Carabao Cup. Don't take your ears off this one.
Inside the penalty, Cherky fires it in. It's Newcastle 0, Manchester City 2.
It's not as bad as sometimes the noise on social media can make out. And yes, coming on the back of a 4-1 defeat at Liverpool.
To start winning games, we have to start having the mindset we can beat anybody. And I believe that it's in there. I do believe that we can.
Tottenham 2, Manchester City 2. And from 2-0 down, somehow Spurs back on level terms.
The way that they capitulate in the second half, they didn't look like champions.
Now we have a semi-final to reach a final next Wednesday and continue. This is what they have to do.
Yeah, trailing 2-0 from the first leg, Newcastle will become only the second side to overturn a 2-goal deficit. That was Aston Villa, by the way, the other team in 93-94 against Tranmere, if they want to keep hold of the cup. Now, we're going to talk about Newcastle in a bit. However, some news has emerged from the City camp regarding Pep Guardiola. Reports now, big reports, are suggesting that Pep Guardiola is not expected to renew his deal, which expires next season. With growing tension, he might not actually see out the final year in charge, and that means he could leave at the end of the season. Are you surprised by the timing of all that?
I don't know why, but for the last few years, I've always felt like Pep, it was like a year-to-year basis, do you know what I mean, in terms of when he stays. I mean, listen, he's been at Manchester City
8 years.
Right, a lot longer than I thought he would be.
Is it 8? I think it's 8.
I think it might even be more than that, you know?
Okay.
But he, as I said, he's been there a lot longer than I thought, because you look at him at Barcelona, how long was he at Barcelona for? I know he was at C and B, and then he was with their first team for what? 4 years, from 2008 to 2012. He was at Bayern for 3 years. So this now, he's been there 2016, so it's 10 years at City.
10 years, wow.
I did not envision him still being there 10 years.
No one did.
And having that hunger and drive to continue and to keep going on. So the fact that now he's opting to move away, because it must be stressful for him, because I don't care if you've got, and a lot of people always throw kind of this label at him that he's had all the money and he's got good players, but obviously he's managing high profile clubs with high profile expectations. Bayern in Germany, Barca in Spain, Man City when he came here, do you know what I mean? Can he get him over the line with that Champions League? Like he's been at 3 clubs where that is expected to win, so the pressure's always massive, and he's always trying to revitalise the squad, change the way that the game is played, try and get that advantage. So the fact that now it sounds like that he might be stepping away, he probably needs a break, a breather.
And also, from the player's perspective, hearing the same voice every single season.
Yeah. And he's demanding, apparently, really demanding.
Of course he is. That's why he's the best.
Yeah, like so demanding.
I mean, it's burnout, right? Effectively, that's what I see it. I see in his interviews, we saw that, the comments he made about the net spend recently and spending money and so on. I think it's a mixture of frustration and burnout as well.
Must be, because he's not had a break. I know he had a little break after, I think, was it Bayern? He might have had a little break. But he's a manager, and there's only very few of these managers about where the moment they are free agents, or they're expected to be free agents, their inbox is filled with job requests. Like, that's not always the case. A manager gets sacked or they leave. Sometimes it might be a 6 month, a year's break before someone goes, do you know what? It'd be perfect for us. Pep's one of them. If he leaves today, he gets a phone call by 10 p.m. tonight.
That's right.
Can you come and manage us?
Not well. A minute after his...
And it'll be king's ransom to get him into the job. But I mean, what he's done at Manchester City, I mean, he goes down as a Premier League absolute great. Of course, we know that. He's one of the greatest managers ever. 6 Premier League titles. Do you know what I mean? You think about
4 on the bounce?
He's done 4 on the bounce. He's done 100 points. He's done treble. I mean, he's one. He finally got.
Where else do you go, right? What else do you? I don't mean where else do you go job wise. What else can you do there? You've done it all.
He's done it all.
There's nothing else. I mean, quadruple, yeah, but realistically, come on.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to do that. Well, I don't think they're going to do that now. I mean, they could.
Who?
Man City. Because they're still in all this quadruple this year. They're still in the League Cup, Premier League.
Right. Arsenal will win the league now. But yeah, okay. I didn't even think of it like that.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a little bit of a fragility with City at the moment?
No, I just feel like they're caught in between. I think when they're good, they're really good. Like I love some of the signings that he's made. The likes of Shirky, I like that. Semenyo speaks for himself. Getting Gahey in, which I think was crucial, adding him to the likes of Fodens and the Haalands, Bernardo Silvas. But defensively at the minute, still there's something not quite there. There's a fragility in terms of when they concede, they go a bit shaky, a bit wobbly. That was never the case, Manchester City.
I don't ever see Pep as a quitter, right?
No.
I said when we started today's show that I don't know why, and I'm probably going to be proved wrong, although for 90 minutes I might be right. I see Newcastle winning the game tonight. Not necessarily going through, but you never know. But I see them maybe winning like 1-0 or 2-1, right? Because Man City don't need to score, Newcastle do. Do you think if they do get knocked out the competition tonight, we might see them quit before the end of the season?
No.
No way?
No way. And the reason why I say no way is because if they go out tonight, which I don't think they will, they've still got the league.
I know that. But mentally, you don't know what's going on in his head.
Still, I mean, listen, unless he's got things going on that we are not privy to, that's a completely different story. But he's still got Champions League. He's still got FA Cup to come. He's still got league. He's still in.
You want to go out on high?
Of course, he ain't letting all them go. Because would it surprise you if he nicked one of them? It wouldn't surprise me.
No, of course it wouldn't surprise me.
Exactly. So why would he go now?
Yeah, in fact, it would surprise me if they nick 2 cups.
Well, exactly. It wouldn't surprise me. So he's not going anywhere till the end of this season, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Let's turn our attention ever so briefly to Newcastle. Do you think they've got a chance of an upset tonight? And by that, I don't mean winning in 90. I mean winning time going through.
Do you know what? I don't. And the reason why I don't think they will, right, is because, first of all, Man City...
Defending champions, remember?
Right, but I just think Man City... Right, I know it's a cup competition, but I think Man City are better, right?
Okay.
But I also look at Newcastle away from home this season. Dreadful.
Yes.
15th in the away team.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Do you know what I mean? So, 1-2 games away from home in the
What's
Premier
Man
League.
City's home form like? Have you got that?
Yeah, for you. Would you like that?
Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah, press a
Man
button.
City have got the best home record in the division, in the Premier League.
Oh, okay.
So, them and Arsenal got joint 29 points. And if it was reversed...
Yeah.
Oh.
Man City got a big game at the weekend, right? Playing at Anfield.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 2-0 up. You'd think he's going to start with a weakened side, right?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, when
I know, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, like maybe a lesser squad.
Like, i.e., Semenyo might not play, Marco, he might not play, because they're probably more important for the games at the weekend.
Potentially, but he might go, no, this might be... In his head, he might be like, well, this is a great chance to try and get a bit of silverware early, so now I'm going full strength.
I don't think he will. I think he'll play a much weakened side, and after 70 minutes, if they're still 0-0, happy days. I don't think he'll do anything until they go 2-0 down.
Well,
I really don't.
Regardless whatever side he plays, they're still going to be strong as anything, right? But I think if the roles were reversed and the game tonight was at St James's Park, then I'd go, oh my goodness. If Newcastle get that first goal, it might be back to the wall for Man City, because up there it's a hard place to go because they're so good at home. But the fact is that Man City, Newcastle haven't travelled well all season. I just can't see where how Newcastle get a result tonight, because they're going to push. And Man City, with Semenyo's pace if he plays, Haaland's going to be desperate for goals.
Yeah.
Just can't see how they win.
I fancy Newcastle getting something out of the game, not necessarily going through, but getting something, but you never know.
Yeah, that's getting something is going through.
No. Like, they could win the game 1-0 and not go through.
Mm-hmm.
I do see something like that happening. Like, Man City got nothing to play for. They're through. They're 2-0 up. Newcastle have to push the button. They have to go for it.
Like Chelsea did.
Oh dear, that was dreadful. What's the score going to be? Live on talkSPORT, by the way, and we'll have team news in our show in the next half an hour. So
3-1 City.
What, tonight?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because Newcastle, it's not like the Arsenal one where you're 1-0 down, you can kind of be a bit cautious. They're 2-0 down. Okay. They have to push.
I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle.
Okay.
So Man City still go through.
All
right. We will take your calls. Newcastle fans, how are you feeling ahead of this game? And Man City fans, how are you feeling with that news about Pep and, of course, his contract? It looks like there's every chance now this could be his final season. 03717 223344. Dial that number. You will be next live on Drive on talkSPORT.
Gabby, all in all, what kind of advert was that last night for modern football?
Well, everyone was saying the same thing last night, Jim, once we watched the game, didn't we? That, like, wow, this is boring. Should we put on St. Mirren versus Hearts? Because that was an upset, wasn't it? St. Mirren getting a late goal.
I actually heard that conversation where we were.
It was so boring, wasn't it? And I was sitting there thinking, I'm lucky. I'm in a bar watching it. I'm not paying a penny. Those fans that are paid to go and watch that, dross. But then I look at it at a sense from Arsenal of, like, why are we going to open up an attack when we don't need to score? Chelsea, the ones that have got to attack us, once they finally did in the last minute, Arsenal run down the other side of the pitch and score.
I think Arsenal would have been surprised that Chelsea didn't go for the jugular earlier. You could see the game plan from Liam Rossini. It was get through the first hour, then bring on some of those subs, the likes of Palmer and Esteval, and then really try and go and win the game. But they didn't really do that when those players were on the pitch.
But
they didn't put enough balls in the box.
One goal away from a Liam Rossini masterclass.
But they never looked like getting that goal. Listen, they could still be playing now, and they wouldn't score.
What frustrated me, Jim, as well, before Arsenal scored, say 3 minutes to go, on that right-hand side there, passing it. I'm like, cross the ball. What are you doing? Come on, guys. Like you're passing it. You're running out of time. Give it away. Arsenal go down the end and score a goal. So frustrating to watch.
It was another bad night for Alejandro Garnacho as well, and I think he's proving why Manchester United was so willing to let him go at the end of last season.
Yeah. Having said that, and you made the point, Gabby, if Chelsea had gone for it and then quickly are 2 down, tie's over.
Of course.
And you'd be hammering on them this morning.
Yeah, 100%, but you didn't have to go all-out attack. The formation that I says and the players, Caicedo and Santos in the middle, defensive-minded midfielders. Cucurella and Gusto, very good defenders. João Pedro can get back and help out, so can Estavo.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to go for it, but was there a need to play the 5? A very strange formation that Chelsea don't often play.
That's easy for pundits to say, though.
Punditry is very easy, quickly. Look at us.
Welcome back to Drive on talkSPORT. Me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent is here, still to come in 11 minutes, just under. Lethal Bizzle will be joining us in the studio to talk about his new song and also the fact that his beloved Arsenal got smashed at home to Man United last weekend. Just quickly, I might have ad-libbed the last bit, just quickly, senior Saudi football officials are now expecting Ronaldo to end his strike and play against Al Ittihad on Friday.
That whole story's mad about central contracts and all that. I was listening to Ben Jacobs, I think it was, talking about it, and I just thought, man's going on strike. Man's on like 1.5 million a week or something.
Gone on strike.
Does it sound like crazy, like, isn't it? Like $1 million, it's more than that. It's like 2.2 million a week.
No, it's not that much, is it?
I'll get it now.
Is it really that much?
It's like crazy.
Yeah, go on strike, see if you can get your way. We're all talking about the game tonight, of course, live on talkSPORT, Man City against Newcastle. Second leg of the semi-final Carabao Cup. We're taking calls from Newcastle fans and, of course, Man City fans on the news that it looks like this could be Pep Guardiola's last season at Man City.
I apologise.
Go on.
So he currently he's on 4.7 million a week, or 671,000 a day, however you want to.
What's that, euros?
Pound sterling.
How much a week?
4.7 million.
He's got on strike.
Which earns £28,000 an hour, around $465 a minute.
That sounds like your show.
£8 a second.
Like your show fee, that, isn't it?
4.7 million a week. And he got on strike.
Imagine the trainer hall we would have. Right, let's go to the phone lines. Lee's a Man City fan, joins us now. Hello, Lee.
Evening, gents. We all right?
We're great. Very well, thanks for asking. How are you today?
Yeah, really, really good, thank you. Yeah, just on the way to the game tonight.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you want to talk about that or Pep first?
No, Pepe, we can. Yeah. So I mean, look, I don't know whether it is news, Andy, because I think every couple of years, as a City fans, we've been told that Pep Guardiola's leaving at the end of this contract. He's definitely leaving, and then nobody really knows this apart from that man, and he'll decide when it's the right time. I think he loves the club enough now that he'll know when the right time is, and we'll trust him as to when he decides. What I would say is, if he does think it's now, I think there'll be more City fans that are quite accepting of this time round than there might have been last time. The squad is going through a massive reset. It's going to take some time to get them playing the Pep Guardiola way, and if he isn't actually committed to several more years going through, they're then going to have another change for another manager. And it does feel like maybe the other clubs have now started to realise actually this high pressure on City means that we are turning the ball over. We're not getting used to being able to play that system like we have with some of the older players.
Lee, let me ask you then. Lee, let me ask you then.
Yeah.
Do you feel it's the right time for him to move on?
Personally, yes. I feel like the time is coming. What I don't want to see happen, Darren, is I don't want to see another few years where we're struggling to get back to it, and then all of a sudden the legacy get tarnished.
Yeah.
Like we're still fresh on the back of 4 in a row, Centurions, the treble, all of these great things. It'd be such a shame. Look what happened to Arsene Wenger. We're not talking about the same longevity, but look at that. The reputation got really tarnished, not just in Arsenal fans' eyes, but everybody else's.
Lee, just quickly, you've been a great call. I'm really enjoying chatting to you. Just last question till I go to Andy, another Man City fan. If he were to leave tomorrow, who would you want in?
It's really difficult. I think of the people that I think are available, look, Luis Enrique, I think, would be my personal favourite. I'd love to see him come in, but he's obviously got a job. The other one is Xabi Alonso, and whether Alonso, he had a bad experience at Madrid, but I think we saw enough in Germany to suggest he knows how to get a team playing, and I think he's got an identity, and you're going to need that if you're going to follow Pep Guardiola.
What about Arteta? He knows the club?
No, he's not. He's just not. I can't warm to Arteta.
I'm going to so push for that. I'm going to so push for that on this show.
No, not for me. I don't know many City fans. Ben, you can keep him. It's fine, mate. Honestly.
Lee, what a great call. Thanks for. Let's go to Andy, also a Man City fan. Hello, Andy.
Hello. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm great, man. How are you today?
Yeah, doing really well.
Good. What would you like to say?
If Pep leaves, then so be it. If he does leave at the end of the season, I think he'll tell us in advance, kind of like what Klopp did, and maybe rally the troops kind of thing and say, look, I'm leaving at the end of the season. Let's give it all we got. And it might rally everybody to kind of go the extra mile and maybe win the Premier League, maybe win the Champions League.
Okay. Are you going to the game tonight, Andy?
Unfortunately not, no.
Okay, what's going to happen?
We'll win. We should win. I wouldn't say we're going to win comfortably.
No, you wouldn't, because
I do wonder if you've got any more City calls.
He's back. Go on, Andy, finish up. You're not going to win comfortably.
But we'll win. We'll win.
Okay. All right, I'm glad we got you back for those two.
I do wonder, because there was a moment for Man City, and it lasted more than a couple of years. Every single game they went into, they must have thought, we're winning this. I wonder where their mindset is at now. Because
probably the same as us. Because I thought they're winning this.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, they're beatable.
Yeah, they are beatable.
I mean, 3 years ago, maybe 2, I wouldn't be sitting there going, they might lose tonight.
Every single time they come to the Emirates, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, here we go. Smashed.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden...
If they don't go through tonight, would you be stunned?
I won't be stunned, no.
No. Would you be more stunned if Chelsea would have gone through last night than Newcastle going through tonight?
No, I'd be more stunned tonight. Because 2-0 down. They're 2-0 down.
No, but Arsenal's defence...
I get, but it's only 1-0 freak set play, and it could be anything. But if Newcastle, who have been poor away from home, beat City at City after being 2-0 down, wow.
Steve's a Newcastle fan. Hello, Steve.
Evening, gents. How are we?
I'm great, man. How are you today? You all right? You enjoying it?
All the better for listening to the show, lads.
Very kind.
Look, I just want to talk about, as a Newcastle fan, it's been a season of fine margins. And there's two parts to this. Firstly, we are missing Isak, whether we want to admit it or not. We're missing that level of goal scorer. He may have left us under, let's say, questionable circumstances, but our problem tonight is that the first goal is everything. Whoever scores that first goal, I think that sways the whole momentum of the match. And unfortunately for us, we don't have that clinical striker to make me feel it's going to be us.
Good point.
I want to believe it because the rest of our squad's fantastic. But just Bolsonado's playing more as a number 10 at the moment. This has still not really got into the flow of it.
He's prolific, though, for Vissa. He was prolific last year, Vissa, 20 goals.
Yeah, but he's been injured for like 3 months, right? 4 months. And the problem is, it takes time to bed that back in. And he's not only been injured for 4 months, but he's coming off the back of an injury, learning a new club, a new philosophy, a new style. It must be hard. I'm not trying to make excuses, but I don't know what to think about tonight. The first goal is everything.
Yeah, I agree. Steve, enjoy the game. Thanks so much. That game, by the way, is live on talkSPORT tonight. And we'll have team news for you in our show before we come off air. In fact, we'll be getting team news, and Lethal Bizzle will be in the studio in just a moment. First, so it's time for No Googling, last one of the day. And on this day, John O'Shea had to go in goal for Man United against Spurs in 2007 after an injury to Edwin van der Sar. We want to know which former City defender had to do the same in the Champions League back in 2019 when Ederson was off injured and substitute keeper Claudio Bravo was sent off. Do you know it?
I think
it's a great question. So. Do you? Look at me. Who do you think his surname begins with? Show me with your... No. What are you saying? Just say his name.
I guess no. What was that?
Well, do that with your fingers. You've got it wrong. What position?
Defender. You just said that.
Oh, did I? Okay, fine. Lethal Bizzle in the studio. I was like, how'd you get that? Lethal Bizzle in the studio right after this, live and drive and talkSPORT.
Michael, just on to football. Arsenal now. People are talking about the quadruple. I think it's too much for them. As much as I think they're a special side with a great squad. Is there a chance in your mind that Arsenal could win all four?
No, I don't think so. I think you're right, Al, that they are special. They're a very strong side. They're very efficient. It looks like they're going to stroll the league, really. I don't think there's anybody good enough to compete with them this season, even though I don't think the points total is going to be that good. I just don't think. I think the only two teams that could have beat them at the start of the season, Liverpool and Manchester City, are obviously faltering. So I think Arsenal certainly will have won it, but they've been semi-handed it as well. I don't think nobody's really put much pressure on them. So I think the league is obviously nearly wrapped up. I think, they could win the Carabao Cup. Absolutely, they could. And then the other two are going to be tough.
Yeah.
Absolutely tough. I mean, everybody's going to, all the other teams are going to be focusing on the FA Cup even more now because the league is almost over. It's going to salvage their season. So they'll be putting strong teams out, a lot of their competitors. And then the Champions League, that could be anybody's. That's really open this year.
I agree. Definitely.
Mike, I'm going to ask you, mate, where are you at this moment in time with centre forwards? We'll look at Haaland, probably out and out centre forward. Yourself out and out centre forward. Shearer out and out centre forward. Are we kind of drifting away from that at this moment in time? I'm thinking of boys like Ekitike, Salah's goal returns unbelievable. Are we seeing just as many out and out Drogba's number 9s like that?
Oh, there's a huge dearth in centre forward.
Cricket balls are red, baseballs are white, American footballs are brown, and tennis balls are yellow. We don't even think about it really, but the story behind the tennis ball is actually quite interesting and even involves Sir David Attenborough. I know, here's the tale. Tennis has its roots in 12th century France when people used to make balls from all sorts. Cork, wool, chalk, animal fur and even human hair. Uniformity was found centuries later when people started making balls out of something called vulcanized rubber, invented in the US. But the balls kept on breaking, so a British lawyer, who also loved tennis, suggested they put a flannel covering on the outside, and thus the tennis ball as we know it was born. One problem, it was either white or black. And when the controller of BBC Two, Sir David Attenborough, decided Wimbledon would be shown in colour on the BBC in 1967, no one could actually see the balls on telly. So the International Tennis Federation went away and created a new colour called Optic Yellow, which would show up without the need for a 4K LED display. Not that anyone had that in the 1960s, of course. Since then, all tennis balls have been covered in that material and have their trademark colour for that exact reason. Amateur tennis players and dogs worldwide are forever grateful. You could say the ITF aced it.
If you're watching on YouTube, you would have seen a commotion in the corner of the studio. We're just sorting out a chair for our wonderful guest. Before the break, I asked the question, which former Man City defender had to do the same as go in goal. That was in the Champions League back in 2019. Ederson went off injured and the substitute keeper, Claudio Bravo, was sent off. The answer is, Bentley?
Was it John Stones?
No.
Kyle Walker?
Yeah, it was Kyle
I said Kyle Walker in a break.
That was Atalanta away. Follow us at 7 Adrian Durham hosts live coverage of Man City against Newcastle, with the visitors looking to do the unthinkable and turn it all around. The winners, of course, will take on Arsenal, who, well, you could say they're on course for the quadruple. Could they actually do it? No. But let's discuss that in more detail with huge Arsenal fan and British rapper and superstar Lethal Bizzle is with us in the studio.
Good evening, boys.
How are you, Biz?
It's a great day to be an Arsenal fan, isn't it? Come on, Arsenal. But now I'm good, man. Lots have happened since I last been here, man.
Yeah,
2024.
No, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it was. And you know what I've got to say? I've actually got to say thank you very much for that phone call with Robbie, a.k.a. Bobby Billions.
Oh, you spoke to him, have you, a lot?
I mean, since then, he's brought me out his show. I performed at the Emirates Stadium.
I saw you there.
60,000 people.
Do you remember we spoke?
Because of you.
Oh,
and
well,
you know what?
Very kind.
I've actually got a gift.
No, you haven't.
I have.
You haven't.
I've got a gift for you for that.
Please tell me it's for Andy.
That's for Andy. Here it is. You need to open it.
I don't even know what
You need to open it. You need to open it and tell the audience, you know. It's also for you know your love for Man United as well, but it's also for the thank you for.
I'll open it, Chris.
No. We need
you
it now.
Open it now. Open it now. It's from the heart.
Why are you so sceptical?
It's from the heart, and you can also read it. What it is as well.
You know I can't read.
I mean, I can help you out if you need.
Okay, well, here we go. It's going to be a trophy.
Yep, it is.
Trophy. It's got a star. Looks like a star. It's in a bag.
Yeah, it's got something.
I need my glass on.
Do you want to read it for you?
No, I'll read it out. It says, Man United beat Arsenal award.
Yep. And it's got a cow in it because you were milking it as well. So yeah, that's for you. And also, thank you for Robbie.
Do you know what? That's really kind of you.
Yeah, it's very nice, isn't it? Very thoughtful.
Yeah, and it's one more trophy than Arteta's one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I thought I'd make it happen for you because basically beating us was like the World Cup for you, innit? So
I saw you celebrate the World Cup last night.
Yeah.
That's really, really kind of you. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'll make sure that he always displays that.
No, please, man. We've got to take a picture of that as well. Me giving it to you. Yeah, perfect.
That's really nice.
Oh, thank you.
How are you? You well? You good?
I'm good, man.
You enjoyed that time with Robbie?
Oh, no, it was amazing, man. What a guy. Like, we've become kind of close now. He's like one of my pals. He calls me random times. He's in, I don't know, Miami, Portugal. He's on the golf course. Like, Biz, what are you up to? I'm just like, I'm just in my house, like, having a cup of tea, and he's on the bloody.
You know, he is. I don't want to turn this into the Robbie show, but he is. When you get to know him, he's a great man.
No, he is. He is.
Person.
No, he is. And we have long chats like about life, music, like. You can say he's one of my best pals, and that's because
nice.
of you. So no, thank you very much.
Tell you what,
thank you very much.
Oh, I'm such a little bit of a.
No.
Oh, sorry. He's your best pal as well. No, we're not that close. I mean, we're not that close. He speak now and then.
Listen. I tell you what I do. When I see him and I go around his house Sunday, I'll ask him.
Yeah. I do that. What we should do? Should we both ring him and see who he answers to?
Do you know what?
No. I'm joking. I'm joking. I can't take the embarrassment on that.
Listen, thank you so much for coming in. We've got loads to talk to you about. Where are you at the moment? You've got a new album coming out, right?
So I've got a new song out at the moment. It's called Hold On. It's actually doing loads of damage online. It's a real kind of housey, up-tempo, grimy song. Features my good friend Terminal 4, produced by European 305. And we're really getting it geared for the summer. Like, girls are making this like the gym. Google it.
I know he does.
And,
is it worth not knowing but dumping it anyway? We have dumped it. It didn't go out. Okay.
I mean, you don't have to. Is it really worth?
No,
Let's not go round.
Well,
there.
yes. So yeah, I've got a new song out called Hold On. Going really, really well right now. Looking like it's going to be the summer anthem of the year. So
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's looking really good.
Did you make that track with that in mind, like, thinking summer's coming up?
Yes.
We always want a banger for summer.
Yes, I did, because I actually made it last summer.
Oh, wow.
But that's when I had Can't Touch This out. And then I performed at Robbie Williams' show at Emirates Stadium, 60,000 people, my home club, Arsenal. Shameless plug. So I thought, you know what, let's hold it for next summer. So I said, you know what, January we're going to start promoting it. And literally it's been out for like 2 weeks. It's been like track of the day on so many different stages.
We can't play it, I'm being told, because it's got a lot of naughty words in it.
Oh, is it? I should have brought the radio with it.
Yeah.
I'm pausing. Oh, you can play a little bit at the end.
Is there like an instrumental or something?
I'll tell you what we do. We've got the instrumental, have we?
Have you got the instrumental?
Do you want that?
You can play the instrumental, or you can play it for 1 minute 30.
Why don't we play the instrumental? You talk over it, you sing over it.
Oh, sing over
make sure you self-edit.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Because these headphones are not working right now. I don't know if I've got.
Turn them up if you follow the lead.
Yeah,
hold on, wait if I turn it up in the studio.
The new studios.
Is that all right?
No, I can't hear nothing.
You can't hear it
at all.
Is your headphones not working?
No, let me check the headphones.
They're not working.
Oh no, that's a shame.
They're broken. So yeah, maybe we'll do that another time. We can use it as a bed.
Are they genuinely not working?
No, definitely not.
Why have you got them on?
Because I'm just trying to like I'm being professional, so it looks like I'm doing something.
Okay. Sorry, have you got them plugged in?
I have.
Well, Benny really wants this to work.
There you go.
No, you haven't.
You haven't got it plugged in?
No, you haven't.
Right. I know it's difficult for a musical artist to work out how to plug headphones in. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Hello. Oh yeah.
No, do you want it from the beginning?
Yes, that would be good.
Press stop, rewind, stop,
cool.
And then press play.
So do I have to try to take out the naughty words?
Yeah, you got to self-edit.
Oh,
okay, let's see how far you can go.
But the first line.
Well, just don't do
the first line.
Edit round it. You're clever, man.
Yeah.
Okay, we go.
But the first line's so important, you know.
Well, you can't say it.
All right, guys. I'm gonna give it a go. All right. Okay. So this is the chorus playing. So I'll just in my head. I'm just like taking my time, waiting for my bit to come on.
Okay.
All right. Let me go. All right. I support United. I can't self-edit, bro. I can't self-edit. It threw me off.
But I love the fact we've now got you saying I support United.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's the bit we'll play.
Oh, bro, that was well
played. I knew it. Here.
Well
take
played.
that. Take that, Jamie.
I'm cool. Oh, you done me there. But yeah, that's the new single. That's the beat in the background.
Tell everyone where they can find it.
You can find it in all digital platforms. Download it, YouTube, everywhere basically. So it's on your phone right now.
Let me ask you this. So I ask a lot of musical guests this. I asked Robbie when he was in last week, Noel Gallagher when he was in. Everyone's got a different answer, right? How do you write a track? Is it the music that comes first, the lyrics? What do you do?
Music comes first.
And how does it get to you? What do you do? Do you sit in a room and think, right, I'm going to write a song today?
No, I don't. I hear a beat and then I feel like, what does this beat make me feel like? And I feel like, how would I want to consume this song if I heard it out? So, for instance, when I heard Hold On, I felt like I wanted to be outside. I wanted to be around some beautiful people. And I just wanted to have a good time. So that was the challenging, that was the angle, and that's the direction I took.
I've always wondered this, right, Biz, because you are synonymous with, when I talk about beats, I'm talking about beats that shut clubs down in terms of it goes crazy.
You came to the show, didn't you?
Yes, right?
Oh, yes, thank you for
By the way, he never goes anywhere. He should be honoured.
No, thank you. I'm glad you came.
Unless it's a paddle court.
Right.
Oh, you're a paddle. Oh, we'll talk about that later.
All right, so how do you know that it's going to be a hit? Because, as I said, so many of your beats are, when people talk about grime, for instance, they go, Biz, that beat. How do you know it's going to be a hit before you do it?
Do you know what it is with me? When I hear a beat, if it makes me wiggle without the music, without the words, I know I'm onto something. Like the beat needs to move me before the lyrics does, and it's almost like it's like a cheat code for me. I hear the beat, and I'm like, ooh, and I'm like, I'm having a little wiggle here already, and there's no lyrics on it, and I'm like, this is simple. I just got to add a little bit of sprinkle, a little bit of flavor, make the people sing along, and then the rest is easy. So I don't overcomplicate things.
How about this, right? If you could take an existing beat from another song written by
Dr. Dre, still DRE.
Okay.
Best beat ever made,
wow.
in my opinion, ever. You don't even need lyrics on that beat. You could just listen to that beat by itself. It's like a score.
When you hear that, is it annoying because did you think that's such an easy one to come up with, or is it quite?
No, it's genius.
Is it? It really
so that's the thing with music. The most simplest.
If Alex
songs.
was any good, he'd find that one.
What, Still Dre?
Still Dre.
Oh, mate.
The instrumental, if he was good.
What a song. What a beat. And you know what's funny? I was signed to the same label around the same time Dr. Dre was making that album. So we had the same marketing team in the UK. And it was just overwhelming just to, hear the conversations he's having. I think he didn't like the front cover. And in the end, he just ended up putting a leaf on the front, if you know what it looks like. But yeah, for me, that's probably the greatest hip-hop beat ever made. But I would say Prodigy Breathe is also one of the greatest production beats ever made as well.
He is a bit of a genius, Liam, isn't he?
Oh, he's insane. I don't think, anyway, maybe it's a bit too explicit, but he's not on Earth making that type of music. You can't be on Earth. You have to be somewhere else. It's so spiritually
I know what you mean.
Crazy.
But all his music is like that.
Oh, mate. It's insane. Like sometimes you who gets samurai swords and puts that? Who thinks that's gonna sound good in the beat? And it just sounds incredible.
Yeah. Wow.
Incredible, man.
Genius.
Genius.
Is still looking for that. Oh, yeah. Okay, fine.
Still?
No, surely you can't be still looking
It's
for that.
instrumental. It's no luck. You can't find the instrumental version.
I can find it for you if you want and play it for you.
Yeah, we've all got it here on our phone. Find it. That's fine. Let's talk about your team.
All right, come on.
Okay.
I've been waiting.
Let's ask the obvious questions, right? Are you going to do the quadruple? I was going to say double.
Oh, quadruple. Steady on.
No, are you going to do that? I'll tell you why I asked, right? It pains me to say it. I think the league's done, right? And I think if you win at the weekend, you've got Sunderland at home and Man City got Liverpool away.
And Villa have got Bournemouth away.
Okay. If you win and they lose...
I'm not worried about Villa.
No, I wouldn't be. But I think it's pretty much done, but that would confirm it for me. You're in the final of the Carabao.
Come on.
Right.
Come on. I've got Chelsea boots on today. I should have stepped in something yesterday. Would have gave him some good luck, but obviously it didn't. So we got the Chelsea.
You're one of the favourites, if not the favourites, for the Champions League. And the FA Cup at the moment is a little bit too early. What was it, fourth round? But are you fancying it?
I think quadruple is a big leap. I think personally, I think the league is our priority. Quadruple it's on the cards, but I think one step at a time. We're in the final. Yeah. Let's get the cup nice and early, May 22nd down at Wembley.
How important is that cup to your season?
I think it's a big. You know what? People trying to play it down like, oh, it's just the Carabao Cup. No, it's not. You saw the guy crying yesterday when they lost. I think if we get this cup nice and early, it's just the whole morale and the whole team spirit. It's just going to give us such a big boost to go on and do the rest. So I think it's nice and early, March 22nd down at Wembley. Let's get the cup in, and then we chase the rest. But it's an important cup, and I think the league. The whole season, everyone's been on, oh, you got the best squad, you're going to win. I've been kind of on the fence, because we've been here before. Yeah. I mean, the squad, obviously, we ain't had this type of squad, but we've been in the lead. And then, I don't want to say the word, but we've lost it.
I'll say it, bottled it.
So listen, it's looking good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's over yet. It's the Premier League. Anyone can beat anyone in this league. You know what I mean? I think the only advantage we have, I think we've got a lot more home games than we do away games.
Okay.
I think we've got like a couple away games left. So, listen, it could be the season, but it's the Premier League, man. It's the best league in the world, man. Anything could happen. But also, Chelsea is having an abysmal season. I'm not Chelsea. Man City is having a bit of abysmal. So, yeah, all the cards in our favour. I hope we win, but let's talk in May.
Who's key for you? Because if I'd have asked you that at the beginning of the season, you might have said Saka, and he's not got anywhere near.
I think he needs a rest.
Yeah,
he's been playing so many games, like so many. Listen, he comes on the pitch and he's probably arguably our best player on the pitch every game because he's just a good quality player. But he's tired. He needs a break. Do you know what I'm fancying right now? I like Madueke.
Yeah, me too.
I think he brings something different to the table.
Not over Saka. If you had the
not
final
over
tomorrow.
Saka, but I think Saka have a bit of a break.
Yeah.
I think he's got a bit of an injury now anyway. So this is time. This is Nuni's time to really step up. But I think he just brings his unpredictability. Brings something to the team where I think that Saka has played so many games. I feel like teams know how to set up against Saka and they know what he's going to do. And I think with Madueke, he's so off the cuff. He's kind of like, just spontaneous. You don't know what he's going to do. And as you saw the other day, he came on, two goals involvements. I think he's going to be key. Havertz is going to be, I think, a big player. Big player. Because Gyökeres is
struggling.
Yeah, to say the least. Big Man United fan. He said it earlier on. Lethal Bizzle was with us in the studio. We've got that, by the way. You said it. I love United.
Mate.
We've also got your clips that Man United will win the league.
Yeah, I didn't say what year or what league. There's a big game of football tonight. It's the other Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. It is, of course, Man City. They take on Newcastle. We'll have team news for that game when we come back. By the way, that game live on talkSPORT, obviously. Team news when we come back. And, of course, Darren Bent takes on Lethal Bizzle in the end of show quiz.
Huh?
.5 months since you joined the football club, David. How do you reflect on what you've seen so far and the club's current position thus far?
Well, I'm thrilled to be here. You're right. It's 5 months tomorrow, so I'm still the new guy. And if I get in trouble in any of the questions today, I will remind you that I'm the new guy. But I'm thrilled to be here. This is an extraordinary community, an incredible club, and it's a privilege.
And you came from American sport and Real Madrid, as I said in the introduction. So why Newcastle?
Well, when I was in New York thinking about what I might do next, I was there for 5 years in New York City. I really missed football. There's so much I love about American sports, and they're incredible. But they also are American. They, the interest in those sports, hockey, basketball, really a lot of that interest drops off at the oceans, right, on the East and West Coast. But football's global. So I adored my time in global football at Madrid, missed it really badly. And when I was thinking about what I wanted to do next, it was to find the right opportunity in global football, and I became convinced that Newcastle was the right place for me.
It's a special club, isn't it? I mean, already, what have you discovered that makes Newcastle United? To me, it's really special. I love the fans. I love the history of it. What does it mean to you?
This is a club with such incredible heritage that is, beloved by the community.
Oh, yeah.
And, the way that shows up is so incredible. People have been incredible with me since I got here. It's just so warm, so welcoming. But their first question is, how's the club? How's everything? And it's not just the sports fans. It is bigger than sport here. It is really, symbiotic with the community, and that integration that matters so much. I'm coming out of New York, as you said, where I think there's 14 local.
Yes, drive on talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent, and the singer of this, the wonderful Lethal Bizzle, is with us in the studio. Pow! Following us at 7, Adrian Nomo's live coverage of Man City against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. Team news for that is in. The one and only Sam Manterface has all the details. Sam, good evening to you.
Gents, good evening to you. Yes, welcome to the Etihad Stadium in Manchester. A little bit chilly tonight, a little bit frosty on the ground, and Newcastle United need to somehow do what nobody else has ever done before and come back from 2-0 down after losing the first leg of a Carabao Cup semi-final. And keeper starts in place of Donnarumma. The back four is Nunez, Kusanov, Ake and Aït-Nouri. Then it's Gonzalez and O'Reilly, Reinders and Foden, Marmoush and Semenyo. So no Haaland, he's on the bench. Cherki's on the bench. Rodri, as well as is on the bench. Gay is ineligible, so he can't play. And there's no Bernardo Silva in the squad tonight. So what about Newcastle United? They make a handful of changes. Ramsdale, Botman and Voltemade come in. They return to a back three, which Eddie Howe said he couldn't play at the weekend because Botman wasn't 100% fit, but he is able to start tonight. So it's Chow, Botman and Byrne, the back three. Trippier and Hall, the wing-backs. Willock, Tonali and Ramsey through the middle. And then Gordon is joined by Voltemade in attack. So it looks like they're going for speed in behind again. There's no Joel Linton, no Bruno and no Miley in the squad, but Barnes and Visser are available from the substitutes bench. We kick off at 8 o'clock.
Good work as always, Sam Manterface. A reminder, of course.
I can't see.
Okay, fine. A reminder, of course, that straight after that game, the boys on the Sports Bar from 10 will be taking your calls on a big, big night of football. Right, we've only got about 3 minutes left. It's time for the end of the show quiz. It's Lethal Bizzle against Lethal Bent. It's a list, right? So I've got in front of me a list of the top 10 Premier League appearances for Arsenal players, right? Okay. It's a little bit like tennis. You're going to have one go each. You go, okay. But you only get one guess at a time. So if you get it right or wrong, point for you or not a point, but then it's Lethal Bizzle's guess.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
That's nice.
Biz, you're the guest.
Okay.
So you can go first. So you're looking for whoever, ironically, is top of that list, but anyone in the 10 will do.
Okay.
Most appearances for Arsenal in the Premier League. Who do you want to put in there?
Tony Adams.
Tony Adams, I can tell you, is not on the list.
You what?
No.
How?
Hey, Ray Parlour.
Ray Parlour is top. DB 1.
Wow.
Biz.
Must have been injured a lot or something.
Who would you like to go to next? Who is in your...
Winterburn.
Is the right answer. Nigel Winterburn is 8th with 270. It's 1-1.
Martin Keown.
DB has gone straight in with... Hold on, let me cross these out. Martin Keown is 4th on the list with 310. It's
Lee Dixon.
It's 5th with 305. It's 2-2. This is nice.
Hit me with the big ponytail. In goal. Legend.
Oh, you love Seaman?
Yeah.
David Seaman is 2nd, 325. 3-2 to DB.
Keown.
Oh, said that.
Oh, did you?
He said Martin Keown. Hold on.
Did you?
But you're right. He is on the list, so I'll give you a point.
Okay.
I didn't say you can't repeat them.
Oh.
Okay.
I get another go then.
From now on, you can't repeat them.
Okay.
All right.
Patrick Vieira.
Patrick Vieira is on the list. He's 6th with 279. 4-3 to Bentley.
Thierry Henry then.
Thierry Henry's not on the list.
How?
Oh, no, he is 10th. 10.
Of course
10.
he is.
10. 258. 4-4. You got 1, 2, 3 left.
Well, Dennis Bergkamp was for 10 years.
Dennis Bergkamp is third with 315. 5-4. You got 2 left.
Ian Wright.
No, but hold on. Before you guess. No. Just think of like World Cup squad.
Hey, shut up.
That's my goal. Oh, okay.
That Bentley didn't get in because of a young 17-year-old that you bought from.
Theo Walcott.
Yes, is the right answer. So hold on. There's 1 left, and you're tied at 5-5.
No, we're not tied.
You are, because he's our guest. Shut your face. Right? So if you don't get it, Bees will have a chance to win the whole thing.
Okay, well, who was there a long time?
262 appearances for Arsenal, 9th on this.
Do you know what? Hey, hit me with Aaron Ramsey.
It's the wrong answer.
Okay, yeah.
Bees, who are you going for? Who are you going for?
I know it's Ramsey. No.
Biz.
Invincible squad?
Yep. Name him.
Freddie Ljungberg.
It's the right answer.
Come
Well
on!
done. Congratulations.
Yeah, let me read
No,
it.
you don't need to read it. You don't need to read stuff like that. Fella's a champion. Biz, just remind everyone where they can listen and buy your new album.
Yes, check out the new single, Hold On, featuring myself, Terminal 4 and European 305. It's on all streaming platforms. Go and enjoy it, man. Get ready for the summer.
And also, Morfire Crew is now back on Apple.
Yes, you can check out the old school album. If you're into that, go check it out, man. Take back down memory lane.
Biz, always a pleasure. Thanks for the trophies. Very genuinely. I think you're
No, thank you.
one of the first guests we've ever had to buy themselves.
Oh, thank you very much, man.
Treasured. Thank you very
For
much.
you and your fans, man. Enjoy it.
That's great, both of them. Stay with talkSPORT. We've got live commentary of Man City against Newcastle. Of course, the winner will be taking on Arsenal in the final of the Carabao Cup. The boys on the sports bar from 10 will be taking your calls. Me and the legend is Darren Bent. We'll be back here tomorrow at 4 for more of the same. In the meantime, have a good evening. Be safe, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Be safe.
You look at a number 10 role now, and that's even worse. You know, players that we used to watch, like Bergkamps and Zolas and Cantonars and Letiziers, like genius players. They might not get around the pitch, but, you know, it was everyone else's job to get around the pitch. Give it to these geniuses. They'll create something. They'll score. And even those players now, there's none of them. You know, any number 10 now has to be able to do the yards.